He'll get ahead of steam, and he will make his way into Hornet territory, and he's gone. Touchdown for the score.
Zoe Bozic, daughter of Lucas Bozic.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Eagle Stadium here in Lindale, Texas for tonight's district matchup between the Lindale Eagles and your Jacksonville Indians. I'm Ryan Travis, joining you tonight, taking over the play-by-play duties for Aaron Swink, who's a bit under the weather tonight. So alongside me tonight in the booth, I'm joined by Todd and Paul Travis. And as always, down on the sideline tonight is the man in the hat, Matt Montgomery.
Hey, how are you tonight, Ryan?
I'm doing great, Matt.
Well, we got on the air. It's a little shaky, but we're here. Lindale, what a great stadium. They've redid everything except their internet. So here we are complaining about the internet again.
Some of these road games we get to are just, you never know whenever you're about to show up, and you always hope for the best, but it's always a toss-up on whether internet's going to be good or things are going to go well. So
you just never know.
We're going to do our best.
Yes, it's senior night here in Lindale, and many seniors down here lined up, ready to be introduced. This is actually Lindale's 10th ball game. They're done. They had their bye week is next week, the last week of the regular season. So the Lindale Eagles, after getting a big win over Chapel Hill, #1 Chapel Hill a couple of weeks ago, boy, they're smelling playoffs, and they know that tonight they can really take a big step toward clinching their spot in the playoffs by beating Jacksonville, a team that we know is struggling. Jacksonville hasn't won a game yet, and coming over to Lindale, it's not going to be an easy task tonight against a really well-run, and when I mean run, I mean running Eagle football team.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a test for the Indians tonight. I mean, that win over Chapel Hill was definitely a statement win for Lindale this season.
Yeah, no question. I mean, Chapel Hill, #1 in the state at the time, just dominating everybody. And, they played Jacksonville the week before, and they had no problem with Jacksonville. Maybe they got ahead of themselves. I don't know. But I do know this. Lindale is a good football team. They have a great offense. The strength of this whole football team, Ryan, is their offensive line. Of course, everybody knows about Casey Poe, the Alabama commit, 6'6", 305, headed to the SEC, one of the best schools in the nation in Alabama. And so they like to run the ball a lot behind him, obviously, but the guy that makes it go is their quarterback, Clint Thurman. He's a 3-year starter. Started off as a sophomore at running back. Last year switched to quarterback, and he's a cat. He had 310 yards rushing from his quarterback position against Chapel Hill a couple of weeks ago. So that's the guy Jacksonville defensively must stop.
He's definitely going to be the one to focus on tonight for the Indians defense. And, Matt, they haven't had the best success so far stopping the run, so maybe we'll see a big stand tonight from the Jacksonville defense.
Well, it's been a tough year for Jacksonville defensively. We've talked about the injuries. We've talked about the guys that are going to be missing tonight, that are other guys having to step up and fill in. This is a Jacksonville defense that, it's almost hard to say. They're giving up 46 points average per game. That's a lot of yards. A lot of points. And Lindale, to compound that, they're averaging 42 points a game. But Lindale gives up 38 points a game. So this is a Lindale team that is giving up some points. They can score, but they can also be scored on. And that's hopefully what Jacksonville will do tonight. Fighting Indians, of course, lost Brady McCown in the Chapel Hill game. He's out for the year. They don't have Jaden Boyd running the ball or playing linebacker. They've lost some of their offensive weapons there. But tonight we'll see Jermaine Taylor back at quarterback for Jacksonville with another little wrinkle. Ryan Walker is going to get some snaps at quarterback tonight, so those two guys will most likely stay in the ball game the whole time because, as you know, Ryan, Jermaine is the leading receiver for Jacksonville. 35 catches coming into this ball game for 676 yards and 7 yards per catch, numerous touchdowns. He was missing last week because he was busy getting 130 yards on the ground rushing from that quarterback position. So tonight, hopefully, Jacksonville can get Ryan Walker at quarterback, get him in there and get the ball out to Jermaine in space. And that's going to be a key for Jacksonville offensively.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see quite a bit of a different set tonight for Jacksonville offensively than what we've seen. Brady McCowan going down a couple weeks ago in that Chapel Hill game kind of shook things up. But after a good performance, I would say, from Jermaine against Palestine, and then a bye week and all of this week to get some things ironed out, we may see a completely different offense from Jacksonville.
I can't tell you how proud I was of Jermaine and the coaching staff as well. Never played quarterback, stepped in. Coaches did a fabulous job getting him ready. Got a little excited early in the game. I think Jacksonville had to call a timeout because Jermaine was so excited. He was hyperventilating, so they had to kind of calm him down, and he stepped in there and did such a great job. And you're right, these last 2 weeks, they had the bye week last week. You were able to work Ryan Walker in there and get Jermaine back in his most comfortable position at wide receiver, a position he's most likely going to play at the college level, and which, by the way, he committed to Tarleton State this past week during the bye week. So congratulations, Jermaine, for that. And on that. And so, yeah, you should see a different look. But don't forget about Didi Mares. He's the leading rusher for Jacksonville. He comes into the ball game averaging almost 4 yards a carry, 390 total yards on 87 carries. He's somebody that can also tote the rock. And then, of course, the freshman, Bradarius Searles, he's the second leading rusher, 238 yards coming into the ball game. Bradarius is averaging almost 6 yards a carry every time he touches the ball, whether it's out of the backfield or running a kickoff back for a touchdown, which he's done a couple of times already. The true freshman is just really made an impact already. So Jacksonville offensively, Ryan, feel good about where they are. It's the question is can this Jacksonville offensive line really bring it in together and have a solid ball game, get the snap back to the two quarterbacks, Jermaine and Ryan Walker, and get some good blocking up front to control the football, because if you don't, Lindale will control the ball game because they will run it all night long.
Yeah, they will. And, the offensive line is really going to be a key. You talked about the snap for just a brief moment there, but that has been somewhat of a problem for Jacksonville so far throughout the season. And there's been some things that have happened at that center position that have caused a few of those things with some guys getting hurt. But, the line's going to need to really step up tonight and give whoever's in the backfield, whether it's Jermaine or Ryan Walker, just give them some time and let them do what they can do with the football.
Yeah, I love the game plan last week against a couple of weeks ago against Palestine at Tomato Bowl. Jacksonville slowed it down. I know the game didn't turn out like you wanted it to, but it started off that way. And because the defense, they've got to get some turnovers. We've talked about this over and over and over again. Jacksonville is minus 13 on takeaways. They've only gotten one defensive fumble. No interceptions. I don't know of any team I've ever heard of that has that low on turnovers on the defensive side of the ball. That just the other team. And I got to say this too, the offenses that Jacksonville's been playing, they haven't been turning the ball over very much either. They've done a very nice job, very clean play. And so we've seen these kinds of things that from Jacksonville that's caused them to be in this position, having not won a game yet. Hopefully the bye week helped. They got a couple players back, and that's going to help them tonight against Lindale. Folks, we want to remind you this is part of our countdown to kickoff is brought to you by Micah Hoffbauer. Micah with Texas Farm Bureau. He can help you with all your life insurance, auto, homeowners. Call Micah Hoffbauer, JHS class of 1998. We appreciate Micah for sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Ryan, this is the 14th meeting between Jacksonville and Lindale. They first met in 1996, and I can tell you the stadium here looked totally different than this. It was a grass field. That was a long time ago. Yeah, which,
it looks different from, I think, when I was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've recently kind of renovated the whole stadium. And the press box up here, we kind of talked about it a little bit before we ever went on air, but it's pretty nice.
It's impressive. It is. Lindale leads the all-time series, 8 wins. Jacksonville has 5 wins. And last year, Lindale came away with a 43-28 win over the Fighting Indians. Chris Cochran, in his second year, took Lindale all the way to the state finals just a few years ago. They didn't win it, but they got to the finals. Last week, Lindale beat Palestine 57-49, a shootout over at Wildcat Stadium in Palestine. I watched that game when we had the bye week. Well, not all of it, but most of it. And I tell you, Palestine ran all over Lindale, but then again, on the other hand, Lindale ran all over Palestine. So it was definitely not a defensive ball game at all. So, again, coming in at 5-4, Lindale 4-1 in district. Again, that upset over Chapel Hill puts them in the driver's seat. They have a chance, depending on how everything falls. maybe to have a share of that district championship. But, of course, next week Lindale's going to have to watch. They'll have the bye week. They're hoping to finish up here tonight and be 5-1. Some strange things would happen, obviously, next week. Kilgore finishes with Chapel Hill, and if Chapel Hill beats Kilgore, now you got a three-way tie for first at 5-1, and I'm not even going to get into all the possibilities and who's ranked where and point system and all that.
It will definitely make things interesting if that does happen.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. Well, it's about 7:10. I know we got started a few minutes late due to some technical issues, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it back up here into the booth and throw it over to Smoke Signals. Smoke Signals is brought to you by All Smiles Dentistry, so thank you to All Smiles for sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach Jason Holman. So now let's hear from him on Smoke Signals. Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Jason Holman. Fighting Indians will be on the road this week at Lindale. Coach had the bye week a couple of weeks ago. Palestine came to Tomato Bowl, and great running game. They came in and ran the ball just like you thought they would. And, of course, we'll talk about the different look you had on offense this last week, but your overall assessment of the game.
Well, obviously we didn't play like we anticipated playing. We had a lot of trouble stopping the run. We've got to get some things corrected there. Obviously, offensively it was a struggle preparing because of the situation with the injuries to, of course, Brady McCown, our quarterback, and we made the move and put Jermaine there. But overall, I thought that we moved the football. Jermaine did a good job for his first time ever stepping in at quarterback and leading the offense. And there's some things we've got to be able to do, like throw the ball a little bit better than what we did. But, you can't fault the effort that was given. He gave some tremendous effort, and very proud of his ability to step in, on call and step up at quarterback.
Yeah, he had 130 yards rushing, and he was 4 out of 12 throwing the ball, but he also had 4 drops. So if you put those 4 drops in there, he had pretty good not throwing the ball as well. And I know that, like you said, first game, getting used to things, and I also thought your coaching staff did a great job managing him in his first and only start at quarterback.
Yeah, he had a little hiccup early on. I think he was a little bit overexcited. Had a little situation where we had to call a timeout and let him catch his breath. But, yeah, very proud of him and how he responded.
Coach, defensively, again, you talking about stopping the run. As when we talk about Lindale in a minute, I mean, you had the bye week this last week and getting ready for a running team like that. Palestine, they just really had a couple of solid backs running the football.
Really did, and their scheme, is such that if you're not on point with your keys, they've got so much misdirection. They can fool you if you don't have a good eye discipline. And, there were situations where we were lined up to defend what they did, but we couldn't react or read properly and get to where we need to be and fill those lanes. Be a little bit different situation with Lindale, although they're a very powerful running team. You don't quite have all the misdirection other than the fact that either the quarterback could carry it or the tailback could carry it. But it's going to be a physical match.
Let's look at the highlights for Palestine. Here's Jermaine with a 26-yard keeper.
Yeah, great job on reading. Did some read game with him. He read the end collapsing, so he pulled it.
Here's Jesus with a 25-yard field goal. Got you on the board.
Yeah, it was good to get him back involved and get that going and get some points on the board.
Onside recovery here by DK.
It's a great kick and good execution by the kickoff team. Great kick by Chewy.
Here's Jermaine for 14.
Again, another read option situation where he read the end.
A couple of big hits coming up here by Zeke Whitaker, the junior. Nice play here.
Yeah, Zeke's coming on. He thinks he's finally figuring out how to use his big body. He's a good-sized kid with some athleticism and made some really good plays.
Here's the freshman, Rodarius Searles for 19.
Yeah, it's a good run by Rodarius. Good job, good vision, good job bouncing the football.
What a great cut here by Jermaine for 32 right up the middle. Good blocking.
It's a designed quarterback run game right there, and good job executing it and getting him involved.
And here's some strength shown by Rodarius on this 28-yard run breaking tackles.
Yeah, it's good to see him. We know what he can do on the perimeter, but good to see him, dicing it right up the middle and making a good cut.
Coach, again, another week of talking about your MASH unit down there with all the injuries. And again, I know you don't like to make excuses, but boy, you're just, you're coming into week 9. It's getting thin down there.
It is, and we're really thin right now at both inside and outside linebacker. Secondary is pretty thin. We've just gotten so many injuries that have been prolonged, and whether they're season ending or whether they've just been extenuating, over a number of weeks. It's been difficult, to say the least. We've had to move some kids around, but I will say, the kids are responsive to it. Just like Jermaine stepping in at quarterback, we've had to make shifts and moves on the defensive side. Kids are responsive to it, and they're going to go out and, execute to the best of their ability.
You had the bye week. I know in bye weeks are a lot of times to get some of those guys healed up, work on grades, and kind of get caught up there. Talk about the bye week, what you think you guys got accomplished in a week where you didn't have a game on Friday.
Yeah, and we've certainly been waiting for the bye week to get some healing up done, and I think we did to an extent. We're still missing some key positions, and some depth primarily. But, it was a good week just to go back and focus on a lot of the fundamentals of the game. We spent a good bit of time offensively, throwing the ball, catching the ball, obviously blocking, but defensively spent a lot of time tackling, spent a lot of time on how to get off of blocks, block destruction, that sort of thing. Some things that, we need to go back and revisit and get better at so that we can disengage people and make plays. And it was a good week for doing that.
Lindale last week had a slugfest with Palestine, 56-49 Lindale win. Lindale, their defense coach, they give up about 40 points a ball game. I mean, they're susceptible in some areas. How will your offense attack them?
Well, obviously with Jermaine at quarterback, we've always got the ability to leave someone unblocked and read, and got the ability to either hand it to the tailback or him pull it. We'll be doing more of that. We feel like that we got some things on him that we can exploit with him, and obviously having a combination of DD or Darius back there in the backfield that's going to give us some production offensively. We feel like we can throw the ball. We've got to be able to get the ball down the field some, and Lindale's secondary has given up some plays in the back end. So, I like our chances of being able to move the football. We've got to finish. We've got to score. We've got to stay in the game and keep it competitive.
Coach, Lindale's offense, their running team, Clint Thurman back at quarterback. I think he had 300+ yards running the football against Chapel Hill. And, of course, they got the Poe kid up front going to Alabama. This is an offensive line that, I think I've said this 3 times. I don't think you've seen an offensive line like this is one you haven't seen, I don't think, all year, this size.
Yeah, they're big. They're physical. They do a great job offensively, a lot of formations, a lot of motions, a lot of empty sets. I mean, they make you work to just align and get leverage on them. And if you get out leverage, they're going to exploit it and run the football. And the quarterback's about as tough as they come. I mean, he's not overwhelmingly huge. I think he's about 165, 170 pounds, but he will run between the tackles, and he always seems to fall forward. We've got to do a great job of hitting him and wrapping up and bringing our feet and finishing on our tackles so that we don't get the yards after contact.
Of course, we've talked about this incessantly, but it's a part of the game. Just the lack of turnovers and getting the ball back for your offense and converting those. You got the onside kick last week, it's a turnover. Just have been unable to stop people's drives by either them making a mistake or you causing a fumble. Lindale's the kind of team that can just grind it out on you if you don't get a turnover.
Yeah, kind of like when you're playing a wing T or a slot T team. I mean, you've got to find a way to steal possessions from an offense that, is satisfied with 3 yards and a cloud of dust, so to speak. Whether it's in the kicking game or whether it's by taking the ball away, we've got to find a way to steal some possessions to get the ball back to our offense.
Keys to the game.
Well, it'll be that. That's one big key, that we've got to get the ball back in our offensive hands. We got to do some things in the kicking game. I think we can exploit a couple of things, and then defensively, we've just got to swarm. We've got to be able to get hats on the football. We got to be physical in our tackling, create some opportunities to turn the ball over, and when they throw it, which is about 30% of the time, I think there's some opportunity there if we'll be in position and doing what we're supposed to do to be able to make some plays back there and possibly steal some possessions. Offensively, we've got to be able to move the football, which I think we can do, but we've got to finish. We've got to get, we had that onside kick the other night and then went down there and stalled out. We've got to keep that momentum going when we have those momentum shifts and finish and get in the end zone and score and stay in the game and be able to be a competitive game all the way through the fourth quarter. We're getting a chance, opportunity to win a game.
It's Jacksonville versus Lindale, Week 9 at Eagle Stadium. We'll be on JISDlive.com starting at 6:40. For head coach Jason Holman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium here in Lindale for tonight's matchup between Jacksonville and Lindale. As you heard there at the end of Smoke Signals, Coach Holman talking about turnovers and how important it was going to be to create some turnovers tonight, Matt. And that's not been an easy thing for Jacksonville so far.
Well, it hasn't. I mean, it's just been more than I've ever seen in all the years I've done these games. I've never seen a defense that has been unable to create any kind of turnovers. In fact, just the other team dropping the ball. You would think somebody would fumble. I mean, even with that much contact, but it hadn't happened. So this has been a very ball-controlling opponents Jacksonville has played all year long. A couple of them, I think Whitehouse and Crandall, never put the ball on the turf. And, some people may say, well, the defense has got to create those. Exactly. The defense has got to, wrap up. Somebody's got to come in and chop the ball. Fighting Indians have also dropped at least 5 interceptions right in their hands. So that's going to be a key tonight. If you're going to slow down Lindale, you've got to get some turnovers in this thing because they will just dominate running the ball. A little rain coming down right now, Ryan. It's sprinkling just a little bit. Not anything near like last year at Tomato Bowl, though.
Yeah.
That was absolutely a downpour. That was one of the rainiest games I've ever. So rainy, I had to come up with you guys in the booth.
Yeah,
it was so,
you did it from the press box.
So bad. I mean, it was. But tonight we're expecting maybe some intermittent showers throughout the ball game.
Maybe that'll help with some turnovers tonight, man.
Maybe. I mean, I hope it doesn't help with Jacksonville turnovers. So
we just need them all to come Jacksonville's way.
Exactly.
That's the way it needs to go.
But talking about Lindale, they're so big. I mean, we talked about this driving over, but these sizes are just unbelievable. We already talked about Casey Poe, 305 pounds, the Alabama commit, 248, 265, 262, 272, 250, 310. These are some big kids in Lindale. I don't know what's in their water over here, but we need to bottle it before we go home and bring some of it with us.
We do. We need to find the spring that they're getting it all from and just take all of it home with us.
Yeah. But as rough as this season has been, Ryan, Jacksonville has shown the ability to move the football. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to convert much of those into points. They're averaging 18 points a ball game. But, they're averaging almost 300 yards a ball game is Jacksonville, throwing the ball 63% of the time, running the other 37%. So you'd like to see Jacksonville, especially when you've got Mares now and you got Searles running. Ryan Walker's going to be back there tonight. And, of course, Jermaine last week, 2 weeks ago against Palestine, getting 130 yards rushing. To me, that's the key to the game tonight. Can Jacksonville keep the football, drive it down the field with no turnovers, obviously, and get some points out of it and limit the possessions of Lindale? That, to me, is the only way Jacksonville is going to be able to win this ball game because I'm telling you, they are difficult to stop running the football.
I mean, that can be shown with some teams that they've played. Like we've had trouble with Kilgore, we've had trouble with Chapel Hill, and Lindale's played very competitive. Palestine, and they've played very competitively with all of those teams. So, defensively, I think they're very sound, and I mean it's going to come down to whether or not we can move the ball and convert that to points, and then I mean it's going to come down to probably turnovers and maybe some onside kicks in there and try to get some possessions back, and whatever Jacksonville can do to keep the ball tonight is imperative.
No question, and I want to remind our viewers that this part of our countdown to kickoff is brought to you by our good friends at the South Jackson Dairy Queen, Gene Brumlow, JHS class 1967, and his daughter Ann Brumlow Farmer, JHS class of 2006. We want to thank Gene and Ann and all the crew over at the South Jackson Dairy Queen for always sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff. Great friends, great business. Appreciate them doing that. Jacksonville now has come out of the locker room. They're warming up in the, I think that's the south end of the field, and Lindale just now coming out. Quite a run-through right there that Lindale has. Pretty impressive.
It is huge.
State
In fact,
of Texas sign
I was
there.
looking at our scoreboard cam that we have that outputs the data to our score bug on the broadcast, and currently it's so tall it's covering up like half of the scoreboard. So
well, Jacksonville with the rain in the forecast, I don't think they decided not to bring their run through, and they're just going to come out. Of course, the Charmers lining up with the cheerleaders ready to bring them out. By the way, Jacksonville lost the toss, and they will be kicking off. Now, I take that back. Not sure they lost the toss. Jason Holman just came by and told me that Jacksonville will be kicking off.
Okay.
They could have won the toss and deferred. I don't know, but Jacksonville's going to put their defense out on the field to start the ball game. Here comes Lindale.
Well, Matt, before we do get to kickoff, I do want to make sure that we shout out our spotlight player of the game tonight, and that is senior linebacker and DB Trent Powell. Trent Powell is a multi-year starter. He flies around the field. We've seen Trent in the secondary last year and up on the line, but I believe you said he's supposed to be back in the secondary again tonight.
Yeah, they're going to need him. Jacksonville's shorthanded, and they're just so thin right now, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Here comes Jacksonville coming out. I didn't count how many suited up tonight. Last week it was just 32 suited up for Jacksonville with all the injuries. So we'll see how many. They did pick up a couple more players this week. I know Tyron Glenn's going to get back. He's going to be back playing tonight. Braden Richards, who was out for a few weeks, he's back tonight. Jacksonville can definitely use Braden on that offensive line. Players now getting lined up as the national anthem getting ready to be played by the Lindale Eagle Band, which is in the north end zone. I like the way they put the bands in the end zones like that.
As we honor our flag in this great nation with the playing of our national anthem, led by the award-winning 4-time state champion, Pride of Lindale Eagle Band.
Yeah, Lindale went down and won a state championship in band this last week. How about that? State champion Lindale Eagle Band with the national anthem. And Ryan, I don't know if you can see what I see, but I don't see a flag on that flagpole. Am I missing something?
I'm not seeing it either. We were trying to find it up here in the press box.
There's no flag. I guess the Boy Scout troop must not have shown up. That was going to bring it on up. But we just sang the Star Spangled Banner to a pole. No flag.
That we did. My dad was showing me just a moment ago, right now, Rangers up 2-0 in the World Series, bottom of the first. So early start there for the Rangers.
That's kind of what they did the other night in that Game 7 against the Astros. They jumped out in that first inning on the Stros.
They did. I believe it's in Arlington tonight, they did not win a single game of that series at home. So
captains meeting at midfield. Jacksonville represented by senior Ryan Walker. Also number 58, Braden Richards, and number 5, Tyron Glenn.
Number 56.
We'll let the PA announcer finish the Eagle introductions.
Captains for the Eagles, number 75, offensive lineman Casey Poe. Number 4, defensive lineman Carson Plunkett. Number 7, defensive lineman Jay Curbo. And number 12, Caden Bays.
I'm almost certain you can hear the PA announcer.
I can. It is extremely loud.
We don't even need to broadcast. Maybe in Jacksonville could probably hear him right now without any. broadcast help. So again, the toss of the coin has been made. We'll get to see here if Jacksonville won the toss and deferred, or whether or not Lindale just flip the coin. Very nice acting job by the official right there. Did you see the flip? It was very nice.
I couldn't really see it from up here, but I'm sure it was a great coin toss.
Already been decided. Lindale won the toss. They'll take the football, and Jacksonville will get it to start the second half. They'll be kicking off here.
We'll see Jesus here early tonight.
Yep. Eagles win the toss and will receive the ball.
So big game for both teams. Jacksonville just trying to get a win. Lindale trying to stay in the thick of a potential three-way tie for the district championship. With a win, they can sit at home, or they can actually go to the Kilgore Chapel Hill game and root for Chapel Hill if they get the win tonight. Jacksonville, of course, will finish their season next week at home against longtime rival, the Henderson Lions. Again, we want to thank our countdown to kickoff sponsors. Michael Hoffpower of Texas Farm Beer sponsored the first half, and of course, our good friends of the South Jackson Dairy Queen, Gene Brumlow and Ann Brumlow Farmer. We want to thank all of them for sponsoring all of our countdown to kickoffs for the last several years. As we're about ready to go here at Eagle Stadium, remodeled a few times. It's changed a lot since we've been coming over here. Again, the first time Jacksonville played Lindale, 1996. Lindale leads the all-time series 8-5. Lindale's kind of owned Jacksonville over the last several ball games, although Jacksonville did get their last win over Lindale back in 2017. Since then, it's been Lindale.
We see Jesus come out, going to get it teed up here to start the game for the Indians.
Aiden Warnell will drop back for Lindale to receive this kickoff, and we're set to go. Week 9, Week 10, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't know if they have those 0 weeks anymore, but a lot of people are calling this Week 10, but it's the 9th ball game, if that's the way you want to keep up with it. Glad you're with us here on JISDlive.com. And with your play-by-play, here's Ryan Travis.
Jesus kicking this one to the left. That one caught about the 20. Now coming forward for Lindale is Marcus Field, who has lots of room to run and gets deep into Indian territory. Finally tripped up. It looked like Michael Miles and Datavius Kincaid there, finally able to trip up Marcus Field, but not before a huge return.
Sorry, I'm cutting out down here on you. They lost you there. Oh, this is going to be fun tonight. Oh, man. All kinds of interference. Great run back. Once again, the Indians just not getting it done on special teams, particularly the kickoff team. How many times this year they've given up the big play? Now here's Clint Thurman, the senior quarterback for Lindale.
2 left, 1 right for the Eagles. Thurman gets the snap, running to his right.
Flag
comes in, brought down by Didi Mares.
6-yard tackle by number
Official
14,
telling
Didi Mares. Flag on the
offsides
play.
against Jacksonville. Line judge on this side of the field, immediately turning to Coach Holman. Now he's talking to Coach Gandy, the DC, and telling him it's the other side. Oh, somebody lined up offsides for Jacksonville. So there's one of those pre-snap penalties we talked about that has just been killing Jacksonville this year. Where's the ball? Lining up. Lindale's going to decline it with the pickup by Thurman.
That'll bring up 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
And this is what they do. I mean, they'll go no back, 1 back, and it's just like toss. It's just snap the ball to Thurman, and he just finds a gap and goes through it.
Thurman gets the snap, looks to his right, now runs left, finds a hole, gets near the first down marker.
Nice tackle by Gaskin and Trent Powell coming up from his safety position. Gaskin got there first, but not before Thurman on that kind of a delayed quarterback draw gets about 3 yards, just short of the first down. So it's 3rd and about a half yard to go for Lindale at the Jacksonville 20.
3rd and short, 3 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Man in motion. Thurman takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Caleb Hart, who picks up the first down.
Caleb Hart runs for 8 yards. Taken by number 67,
Yeah, Hart, the
Rockville Foy.
junior 184-pound
That's
running
number
back,
Eagle.
just runs downhill and gets the first down to the Jacksonville 12-yard line. So just like that, after the big kickoff return to start the ball game, Lindale's already in the red zone, threatening.
Lindale getting the play call in, one each way for the Eagles. Now a little motion at the line. Thurman gets the snap, hands it off to Hart once again, who works down the left side and gets in for the first score of the game.
Well, just a great block there by number 54, Christian Petaway, 6'6", 265. The senior kind of went in motion and flipped the side. He started off on the right side, came over to the left, and Caleb Hart runs right behind him up into the gap for the score from 12. Here's the extra point attempt by Seth Baggett.
Baggett's extra point is up and good. All extra points brought to you by by Neighbors Coffee. And with 10:21 left here in the first quarter, Lindale leads Jacksonville 7-0. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
We'd like to say thank you to tonight's team meal sponsor, Robin and Pat McCowan. Thank you for your valued support of Jacksonville Athletics.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium, where Lindale has just taken a 7-0 lead.
And Lindale does not need any help from their offense. Doesn't need any help, I should say, but they sure got it from their special teams, taking that opening kickoff deep to give them a short field, and they convert it for the score. Here's the kickoff.
Seth Baggett with the kickoff for the Eagles. This one deep and left. Fielded by Richards. Richards trying to find some space. Lots of Eagles around him, and he's going to be brought down at about, I think they're going to mark him about the 6-yard line.
You cannot go east and west at this level.
A big kickoff from Baggett there, pinning him back deep.
Yeah, that's just one of those things that Brennan's going to have to learn. I mean, if you're back there at kickoff and you catch it deep, you can't run parallel down your 5-yard line. They are going to run you down. And that's what happened. And Jacksonville's going to start their opening drive here at their own 5-yard line. You just got to go north and south and get as much as you can. You're not going to outrun that coverage.
Yeah, Jacksonville going to start their first drive deep in their own territory. Jermaine and Searles in the backfield for the Indians. 2 right, 1 left. Jermaine takes the snap, works to his right, picks up a good chunk of yardage there.
He's going to pick up about 7.
Quarterback tackle.
Just got in the gap.
18, Nathan Bradford.
Nice block by Dakota Whiteley right there, getting him across along with Calvin Boyd, the sophomore at right guard. So second down, we'll call it 4, 6-yard pickup by Jermaine.
It looks like 2nd and 4 is what they've got on the scoreboard, so we'll go with that. Jermaine and Searles once again in the backfield. Taylor takes the snap, runs to his right, has some room, gets around the edge. First down. Bill McRae, first down.
Yeah, that's just athleticism by Jermaine Taylor. Got a nice block on the outside by Brendan Richards as Jermaine just turns the corner there, and now Ryan Walker checks into the backfield. Let's see if he's going to be in at quarterback or H-back. This is going to be interesting to watch tonight, how these two young men rotate. Looks like Jermaine's going to take this snap, and Ryan's going to stay at H-back. There's the first Bill McRae Ford first down for Jacksonville. They're out there, their 18-yard line.
Big first down pickup for the Indians. Now handoff goes to Searles, who works down the left side.
Nice.
Pretty good pickup there from Rodarius Searles.
And this is what Jacksonville can do, Ryan. I mean, this is the weakest part of Lindale's football team is defending the run. As I said,
which is surprising because that's also their strength on offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where they just don't have the cats that they used to have. And I know they were so great against the run the last couple of years, especially on that state championship final run they had a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. Searles will pick up 6, 2nd and 4.
Searles and Taylor in the backfield. Taylor takes the snap, hands off to Searles, who has some room down the right side. Actually has lots of room. Rodarius Searles with a huge run down the sideline. Finally going to be wrapped up, and it looks like the ball came loose.
Oh, goodness.
As Aiden Warnell was trying to bring Searles down and got a hand on the football and able to strip it away.
Oh, gosh.
So another turnover for Jacksonville, which has kind of been the story of this season. And you have to love the effort there from Searles as well. That was a great run, just kind of unable to keep the ball secure.
Well, Lindale had a corner blitz on and from the left side, and it was a perfect call. That's where the play was designed to go in that gap. And, boy, Searles went just blew right past that corner who got up the field. Lost the football down there for Lindale to get the recovery.
So the turnover will set the Eagles up inside their own 20. Thurman has a man in motion. Takes a snap. Fakes a handoff. Now looking downfield. Has Field over the top. Marcus Field with lots of room. Finally going to be brought down, but not before a huge gain and gets them deep inside Indian territory.
Long game, tackle by number 4.
Sorry, lost you there. So Field with the big catch. And Trent Powell beat on the play, did a nice job pedaling and getting back and making the tackle before Field scores. First down at the Jacksonville 14.
Thurman takes a snap, running to his left, finds a hole and has lots of room on the outside. And in for the touchdown goes Clint Thurman. So Lindale, with their high-powered run offense, strikes again.
You know, what a turnaround in just 3 plays right there, Ryan. You had Searles running, almost looked like he may have a 76-yard touchdown run, and they catch him down toward the goal line, and he coughs it up. 2 plays later, Lindale in the end zone. What a swing right there, 13-0. Here's the extra point attempt by Baggett.
Baggett's extra point is up and good. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. And with that, that will give the Eagles a 14-0 lead with 7:45 left here in the first quarter. So we'll step away for just a moment. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, that cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Lindale taking the 14-0 lead, and Seth Baggett has it teed up for the Eagles. Another deep kickoff from Seth Baggett. This one going to go out of bounds about the 2-yard line. So a good break there for Jacksonville. That'll bring that ball out for good starting field position.
Well, that's amazing how just a couple of plays can just get you in a hole quickly. The kickoff return that started the ball game, and then the fumble, and we'll have to throw in the long pass right there. That was a great call by Chris Cochran of Lindale. You know, after a turnover, you're kind of down, and what do? You got your dauber down a little bit. You throw deep for the strike. and that's exactly what Lindale did, taking advantage of it.
That they did. Jacksonville coming out for their second possession. And this time it looks like Ryan Walker.
Yep, and Jermaine's in the slot.
Jermaine out at receiver. I believe that is Searles once again in the backfield for the Indians.
It is.
Walker going to get the snap, running up the middle. Not going to get much there. Maybe pick up a yard.
Short gain up the middle.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that. Just Ryan Walker, who is a sophomore. This is his third year in the varsity. He was the Wildcat. He was the guy that got the snap on the Wildcat and kind of lost that position once Jaden Boyd and his 230 pounds, who's not playing tonight, got back.
2 each way for the Indians. Walker drops back, looking over the middle.
Great catch.
Great catch there from Brendan Richards. And a huge first down.
And not a bad throw by Ryan Walker. You know, Walker throws about an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, he has an arm. And so he's had that elbow kind of hurt him all the year, but he doesn't have anything on it tonight, no wrap or anything. And he throws a nice ball over the middle for the Jacksonville Bill McRae Ford first down. Great catch by Richards.
Walker in at quarterback once again. This handoff goes to Searles.
Nothing.
The Eagles were all over that one as they got Searles very quickly after that handoff, so that will give the Indians a loss of 2, it looks like. They'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that play never had a chance as the defensive tackle that time.
2nd and 12 for the Indians.
Chad Ward just slid off his block, went down the line of scrimmage, helped make the tackle along with Caleb Walker for Lindale.
Walker takes the snap, finds Jermaine. Jermaine with a great move,
he's
cut to the
score.
sideline, and he's going to score.
49 yards for the score. Ryan Walker with a nice little slant pass route to Jermaine. And, Ryan, this is what we talked about. If Jacksonville could just stay away from their mistakes and play some special teams, cover, don't put the ball on the turf, you can score on Lindale, and they did it right there. Here's Jesus for the extra point.
They did. That was a great drive there from Ryan Walker coming in for his first series.
Well, it sure was. Very poised back there, throwing the football.
Jesus Nunez in for the extra point. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. This one up and good. So with that score, the score now 14-7 with the Eagles leading with 6:12 left in the first quarter. We'll step away for just a moment. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his. For serving our customers and connecting communities, we're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
Welcome back to Eagles Stadium. Jacksonville on the board, and with the first scoring drive summary of the night, here's Todd Travis.
It was a 4-play drive, covered 70 yards, finishing with a touchdown pass to Jermaine, making the score Lindale 14, Jacksonville 7.
Well, nice to see Jermaine. I love him at quarterback, but I love him more when he's at receiver and he can score like that. Nice job by Ryan Walker getting him the football. Onside kick. Lindale got it.
Lindale's on it. I believe that was Cade Hody. Is that how they said that was pronounced,
yep,
Matt?
Cade Hody. Cade Hody.
Hody.
Yachty. Hotty Toddy. That's for Aaron Swink at home. Hotty Toddy. H-O-D-D-E, not H-O-T-T-Y. Aaron, if you're keeping score. I like that call right there. I mean, hey,
You have the
Go
fumble.
for it.
I mean, you got nothing to lose really at this point. I mean,
That's right. I mean, catch them off guard, maybe take a chance. I mean, they're going to have a hard time stopping that run anyway, so what's the difference in taking a shot, getting it at the 50 or the 32 or whatever it is down there on a high kickoff? Here's Lindale's third offensive possession.
Clint Thurman in the backfield, looking for Field, finds him, but upended. Great tackle there from Kincaid.
Boy, blew that up. Nice job over there by, who is that?
It's Kincaid.
Kincaid, thank you, yeah. Saw Zeke over there coming in, but it was Kincaid. Nice job just getting in there and blowing that up. You know, Kincaid, he's not the biggest guy in the world at cornerback position, but he came in there and played big, making a huge tackle on somebody that probably outweighs him about 30 pounds.
Great tackle from Datavius Kincaid brings up 2nd and 11 for Lindale. Thurman in the backfield. Now going to hand off to Chad Ward.
Great pursuit.
Another great defensive play there from Jacksonville.
Wow, Jordan Dorsey, the junior, continues to shine. Gets better and better every ball game. Was fighting off an injury against Palestine a couple of weeks ago, had the bye week, and man, he came in and really filled the gap right there. Not just that, Ryan, he locked up. Now we got a penalty here. What is the call? No, it's against Lindale, and Jason Holman says we're going to decline that after a great play by the junior Jordan Dorsey of Jacksonville. No gain on the play. Keep it 3rd and 11. Jacksonville now on 3rd and long got a chance to get their defense off the field now that they've got the score on the board to cut it down. So Lindale had 5 in the backfield. That's the call. So Jacksonville declines it.
3rd down and 11 for the Eagles.
It'll bring up 3rd and 11. Jacksonville needing a huge stop here. Lindale maybe not quite used to being in this position. Taking some time to get the play call in here. Now we're going to get set. Looks like Thurman in the backfield, 2 left, 1 right for the Eagles. Thurman gets the snap, running to his left, has lots of room. Going to be brought down short. That'll bring up 4th and 2.
Thurman up the middle for 9
what
yards.
Is going on the other side of the field? Oh, we got 2 flags. So you had Brendan Richards over there mixing it up. The whistle had been blown, and they were just fighting it out on the sidelines. I saw 2 flags, though, so maybe it'll be that offsetting call that, as an official, you got to call. Not sure who started it. They were both just wrestling over there, so saw 2 flags come out. Let's see the call here. Lindale players got that jersey pulled up. I can't tell what number that is on the back, so you might be able to see him standing there with his hips, hands on his hips.
I think it was Chad Ward over here, number 88.
Well, he was locked up with Brendan Richards, and they were going after it big time after the whistle. So we got unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, come on. It's got to be on both of them. It can't be just on.
Yeah, offset.
Okay.
Offsetting penalties, so that'll bring up 4th and 2 for Lindale.
I just saw the official coming over and telling Jason Holman, and Holman started shaking his head like, whoa, what? And he didn't get a chance to finish that it was on both of them. So offsetting.
That brings up 4th and 2 for Lindale.
4th and 2. And the Eagles, obviously with that big offensive line, they're going to keep those guys on the field and go for it right here. I wouldn't call this 4-down territory at the Jacksonville 43-yard line, but the confidence that Chris Cochran has in that offensive line and his quarterback, Clint Thurman, I'm sure he's going to run behind them right here and just keep it and try to get the 2.
Thurman is going to go up the middle, pick up the 1st down and then some, and gets inside the Jacksonville 30, going to be brought down about the 27.
That's enough for another Lindale.
I mean, Thurman goes about $160, maybe $165, but he runs like he's about 210. Runs downhill, hard to tackle. Again, I mentioned he had 310 yards rushing against Chapel Hill, who at the time the #1 team in the state. You don't see that very often out of a quarterback getting that many yards running the football. He gets the Lindale 1st down at the Jacksonville 27. Here's that shift again by the two offensive linemen.
Two receivers outright for the Eagles. This one going to be handed off to Emilian Johnson, who's going to pick up about 5.
That is got to be one of the coolest names ever. Emilian Johnson, A''Million. Emilian.
It is a really sweet name.
I mean, I gotta say, it's pretty cool. Emilian.
Two receivers right for the Eagles once again. Thurman in the backfield puts Hart in motion. Now Thurman looking over the middle, finds Emilian Johnson once again, who has lots of room, picks up the first down, and I believe brought down about the Jacksonville 11-yard line.
Boy, Jacksonville caught a break right there as the catch made by Emilian Johnson. He tripped once he caught it. If he doesn't trip, he would score. And that enabled Jacksonville to get him from behind on the tackle. So it'll be at the 11 of the Fighting Indians. Lindale trying to go 3 for 3 on touchdowns on their possessions.
Two receivers right. Hart goes in motion once again. Thurman now hands off to Johnson. Emilian Johnson up the middle, finally brought down about the 3.
7 yards he'll pick up. We'll call it 8.
Johnson on the carry again. Tag him on number 62, Jamario
Lindale
Coleman.
can get a first down at the 1.
2nd and 2.
Jamario Coleman gets the tackle for Jacksonville, but not before Emilian Johnson pushes it down to the Jacksonville 3.
Two receivers right once again for the Eagles. Thurman puts Johnson in motion, gets the snap, hands it off to Hart up the middle.
Wow, what a tackle. Oh, he got in?
It looks like they did call him in. It was a good tackle.
Well, he just got the football over the nose of the goal line. You only have to get it over that first part of the white stripe. Apparently he did that, but boy, I tell you what, he got blowed up, as we say. But not before he got the ball in the end zone. So Lindale with the score, 20-7. Here's the extra point.
Seth Baggett in for the extra point. Extra point's brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. This one up and good. So with a minute 58 left here in the first quarter, Lindale 21, Jacksonville 7. We'll step away for a short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction. With the third dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite.
You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Lindale now up 21-7. Jermaine Taylor back deep, ready to receive this kick from Seth Baggett.
There's the onside.
Onside kick goes out of bounds about the 46. So
both
does not go 10 yards.
Both teams throwing that dice tonight. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Lindale, I mean, you might as well work on them at some point, I guess. It's the last game of the season.
It is. Well, until their playoffs, so you're right. They're working on stuff. Rain's coming down pretty good now, Ryan. That's
it looks like it's coming down pretty good.
Could be a factor here, obviously, with ball control. Just started. Actually, it started about the third or fourth play into that Lindale drive. It didn't bother them. They punched it right on in. So 21-7 Lindale as we under 2 minutes now in the first quarter. It looks like Jermaine will check in at quarterback. He'll have Searles in the backfield with him. With the short field in Lindale territory, the 42.
Taylor takes the snap, working to his left, up the middle. Looks like he's going to pick up 3. Good hard run there from Jermaine.
About a 3-yard gain.
And that's what he can do. He isn't just fast. Of course, he had the 49-yard reception from Ryan Walker a moment ago for the Jacksonville touchdown. And he's a tough inside runner, too. He's very physical, is Jermaine. 3-year starter in the Varsity. He's played everywhere, so he's getting his shot at quarterback his senior year. Totally unexpected with the injury to Brady McCowan. Filling in nicely the last couple of ball games.
That he has. Jermaine's done a great job so far and doing another great job here on this drive.
So it's ball control here for Jacksonville. It's wet. Take care of it.
2 right, 1 left. Taylor gets the snap, looking up the middle. Going to pick up a couple.
Kind of rolled for about 2 there. He had 2 yards, and then he kind of rolled on top of the defender for another 2, so he picks up 4 yards on the play, it looks like.
That'll bring up 3rd and 5.
That's about right. Split the chains here.
Looks like Jacksonville probably going to keep the same set. 2 right, 1 left. Ryan Walker slides over to the other side of the line. Taylor in the backfield with Searles. Jermaine puts Richards in motion. Now hands it off to Richards. Nothing really there.
Fumble.
Ball comes out. I think Ryan Walker looked like he was on it.
It looked Jacksonville got it.
I think they marked him down.
Yeah, I think he was down. I saw the official coming in pointing down. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Jacksonville will be coming back after the end of the quarter, looking at 4th down and about 5.
So at the end of the 1st quarter, Lindale leads Jacksonville 21-7. We'll take a short break while we change ends. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Welcome back to Eagles Stadium here in Lindale for the beginning of the 2nd quarter. Jacksonville with a 4th and 4 at about the 36-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, with the ball there. Again, we call that 4-down territory, but for Jacksonville, it's more than that. It's, you can't just keep giving the ball back to Lindale. You've got to take your possessions and make the most of them. And you're going to have to go for it in places like this where you might want to coffin corner it. No, you can't. You got to go for it. Here's Jermaine.
Mares in the backfield with Taylor. Taylor takes a snap, works to his left, trying to fight for the 1st down.
He is not going to get it.
Lindale has him held up about a yard short. So turnover on downs, and Lindale will get the football back with 11:53 left in the 2nd.
And I think Jacksonville got a break on that a little bit. I think Dede Mares looked like he was going toward the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. No call by the official, thank goodness. But, again, nice job by Lindale. They had the box stacked up, and they knew who was going to probably carry the football, and they were ready for Jermaine. As the Eagles get the stop on 4th and 5, they'll take over at their own 34-yard line. Again, the Eagles 3 for 3 on their offensive drives in this first half already, with 3 scores.
Thurman in the backfield gets the snap.
Dropped the ball.
Drops it, able to pick it up, and Jacksonville is there defensively.
Yeah, that wet football right there, just dropped it and was able to get it down, but by the time he pulled it down, Thurman was wrapped up by number 53, Dominique Bowens. Also Dorsey in there to help him, but it was Bowens who was trying to strip that football because Thurman, once he recovered and got his hands on it, here comes Bowens and Dorsey trying to separate him from it and give Thurman credit for Lindale right there, hanging on a wet football.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 14. Thurman gets the snap, hands it off.
Nice job,
to
Zeke.
Caleb Hart, wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play by Zeke Whitaker right there. That's definitely going to be another opportunity for Zeke to get the bone crusher here to the game, which he got a couple of weeks ago against Palestine. Bone crusher here to the game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. That was a tough hit by Zeke. 3rd down, 14 for Jacksonville. Excuse me, for Lindale. Can Jacksonville get off the field here?
Thurman fakes the handoff, trying to put this one up.
Oh, my
Kincaid unable to come up with it, went right through his hands.
Oh.
You see he's very frustrated with that one. That
Well,
one was definitely there for the taking.
But I got to give Marcus Field credit for Lindale. I mean, he punched it out. I mean, DK thought he had it, and he did, and he was pulling it down for the first pick of the year for Jacksonville, and I think Field reached in and punched it out. Nevertheless, good stand by Jacksonville defensively. 3 and out for Lindale. They'll punt the football. Zeke Whitaker back deep for Jacksonville to receive this punt by Lindale.
Is that Baggett in? I can't quite see the
It
number,
is,
Matt.
yep.
Seth Baggett going to get this one away. High ball, that one
fumble.
not fielded cleanly. Jacksonville looks like able to get on top of it,
Yep.
but that one went right through the hands of Zeke Whitaker.
You got to catch that football. Obviously, you don't want to let it bounce just because it's wet. You've got to figure out a way to trap that ball, that wet football. It's kind of bounced off Zeke's chest right there, but he was able to fall on it. So Jacksonville, with their first defensive stop of the night, they'll get the football here at their own 33.
They will. Nehemiah Boyd able to jump on that football, so great heads-up play from him, able to get on that ball and retain possession for the Indians. So 1st and 10 for Jacksonville. This ball at the 33.
So
Ryan Walker looks like he's coming in at quarterback once again.
It is
Jacksonville
Walker.
trying to get enough guys on the field. Walker gets the snap, quickly finds Searles. Searles trying to find some room.
Nice
and
job.
a great run from Redarius Searles. I think he's going to pick up about 6.
I just like the way Searles plants that foot and goes north and south. He doesn't try to outrun everybody like you would think a lot of freshmen might try to do. He has a lot of speed. We've seen that this year already when he was brought up about middle part of the season. But he just does a nice job of just saying, I'm going to plant right here. I'm going to get what I can. And he fights his way for 6, 2nd and 4.
Walker once again in the backfield. He's going to take this one himself, wrapped up quickly.
Walker keeps the ball.
In the backfield, I believe that is Gunnar Johnson on the tackle for the Eagles.
Yeah, never had a chance to get going. Johnson just shot the gap and really wasn't touched by anybody, Ryan, by Jacksonville blocking. And he takes Ryan Walker down for a loss of 2, 3rd and 6 now as Zeke Whitaker checks in. Ryan Walker getting the play from offensive coordinator Jason McClendon. Coach McClendon's had his hands full getting these guys ready ever since Brady McCown got here. Here we go, 3rd down.
Walker takes a snap, looking to the right. That one goes through the hands of a defender and broken up finally by Deshaun Edwards, able to keep that one from being picked.
I'm not sure who that ball was going to. Was it going to Brendan Richards or Deshaun Edwards?
It was kind of between both of them there, it looked like. So that'll bring up 4th down for Jacksonville. So Jesus Nunez in to punt this one away for his first punt of the night.
Steady rain coming down, so if you're the deep snapper, get a good snap, and obviously the punter, you put those hands out there, as you know well, being a punter yourself, a wet football, when you're focusing on punting, you got to get it secured.
That you do. Jesus able to get this one away. Pretty good punt there from Jesus. This one's going to take a good Jacksonville bounce.
Excellent punt.
And finally be down just inside the Lindale 20. So a great punt there from Jesus, able to flip the field.
Boy, didn't he.
And Lindale will take over 1st and 10 from, it looks like they have this one spotted at the 20.
Yeah, I had that rugby style. Actually, it's going to be, I think it's a 15-yard line is where they're going to spot it.
That's correct, 15.
Nice job by the senior, Jesus Nunez. So here's Lindale. went 3 and out on their last possession. That was the first time Jacksonville got their defense off the field without Lindale scoring.
Need another stop here. Thurman has a man in motion. 2 left, 1 right. Thurman going to take the snap, hand off to Hart, who has a lot of room to run up the middle. Is going to pick up the first down.
Takes the handoff for a 13-yard gain.
Fighting Indians have struggled with defensive line play.
Another Lindale Eagle.
It's been tough. They've had a lot of injuries. They've had a lot of mixing players up to get the right players in there, and it's been difficult to get any kind of continuity up front on that defensive front for Jacksonville. Puts the pressure on those linebackers. Another thin area for Jacksonville. First down, Lindale.
3 right, 1 left. Thurman takes the snap, going to hand this one off.
I spoke too soon. How about Tyron Glenn right there?
Amelia Johnson. Tyron Glenn with a huge tackle. That one might be a Bone Crusher Award candidate as well.
And Glenn, this is his first game as a senior. He has been out with a finger injury. Yes, he was not released by the doctor until this week for that injury. He's got it all wrapped up. He makes a heck of a tackle right there from his linebacker position.
3 right, 1 left. Thurman going to take this one to the left side. Finally pushed out of bounds by Trent Powell.
Easy. There you go.
But not before he picks up the first down and gets into Indian territory. Going to be marked out about the 44.
That's what Thurman does. I mean, he just finds that gap. Just the thinnest of gaps, too. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big hole for him. He just slides through it and runs downhill, gets another Lindale Eagle first down into Jacksonville territory, the Fighting Indian 45.
2 each way for the Eagles. Thurman in the backfield with Amelia Johnson. Ball slips out of his hand, so he's just going to run it himself. Thurman going to pick up about 8.
Slips out of his hands and he gets 8. I mean, that's some wherewithal right there. They just lost the grip on it. He was going to try to throw a pass out to Field out in the flat. The ball slipped out of his hand, and he didn't even think twice about it. I mean, it's just a split-second reaction. He tucked it, and he gets 8.
2 each way once again for the Eagles. Amelia Johnson in the backfield with Thurman, man in motion. Thurman now rolling to his right.
Got him.
Jordan Dorsey is there. Thurman able to get the pass away, incomplete, but a great pressure there. By Dorsey.
Another hurry by Jordan Dorsey, the junior. He's had several of those quarterback hurries this year, and boy, Thurman was just kind of thought he was comfortable rolling out, and all of a sudden here comes Dorsey sprinting at him, and he was unable to get rid of, I mean, he did get rid of the football, but unable to really get anything behind it because of the impact of the hit by the junior Jordan Dorsey of Jacksonville. So third down, 2 to go now for Lindale.
2 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Thurman gives the handoff to Hart, who's met by Michael Miles.
It's going to be fourth down.
And that'll bring up 4th and 1.
Tackled by number 30, Michael Miles. 4th down and 1 for the Eagles.
Eagles keeping that offense on the field. Here comes Dominic Bowens of Jacksonville to try to plug up that middle. The last couple of 4th down conversions made by Lindale was by that quarterback, Clint Thurman, the senior. As they await the play here on 4th down, can Jacksonville plug up some holes right here and get those gaps filled and get a stop? 4th and 1.
Thurman takes the snap, going to run it himself, gets up the middle. He's met at the line of scrimmage. It looks like he's short. They may give it to him, but a really good play from Jacksonville defensively because he met him right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think he got it. That initial impact, he got it, and then the impact kind of pushed him back, but they give you that forward progress, so it's going to be a first down Lindale to the Jacksonville 35 with 6 minutes and about to turn the clock back on here in the second quarter at Eagles Stadium here in Lindale. As the rain has lightened up just a little bit, Ryan, so still a wet football, a wet field.
From here, looking at the lights, it still looks like it's coming down pretty good, but I'll take your word for it.
It's light, very light.
Thurman takes the handoff up the middle, met by several Indians, going to pick up about 1.
Yeah, it's still coming down. I mean, I'm looking up at the lights too. You're right, it is coming down, but it's just a fine misty rain that really doesn't feel like it's raining, but it is. It's not as hard. So 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard pickup for Lindale. Again, Lindale finishing their regular season tonight, trying to stay in the hunt for at least a share of the district championship. Their only loss coming to Kilgore 3 weeks ago.
2 each way for the Eagles. Thurman gonna fake the handoff, go up the middle himself, breaks a tackle, and finally brought down after picking up a 1st down.
Well, just a great ball fake that time by Thurman. Jacksonville was converging on the running back there, Caleb Hart, and he did not have the football. It was Thurman who went right behind him, spins forward for the 1st down to the Jacksonville 22. Is Michael Miles getting back there and having to chase him down from his linebacker position from behind to make the tackle.
Nearing the 5-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. 3 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Thurman takes a snap, fakes a handoff, going to keep it himself, run around the left side, has lots of room to run, got a really good block, and going to make it in for another Eagle touchdown.
Well, Jacksonville didn't get edge control there, and it was Gaskin, the linebacker. He went straight up the field vertically, Ryan, and you got to get outside. I mean, you can't, once you see that guy plant that foot and come to the outside, you got to get out and seal the edge. You can't get trapped in between the tight end and that tackle. And Thurman goes around the edge almost untouched until about the goal line. He gets in for the score from 22.
Bag it in for the extra point. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. This one going to be blown dead before the kick. False start on the offense. Looks like they're going to get Hayden Nations for that, and so that'll back the Eagles up for this extra point. So now a 25-yard extra point for Seth Baggett. This one is up and good. So with 4:45 left here in the first half, Lindale takes a 28-7 lead. We'll step away for just a moment and be right back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Lindale taking the 28-7 lead with 4:45 remaining in the first half. Seth Baggett in for the kickoff for the Eagles. Looks like Jermaine, I believe, is back deep.
Yeah, that's Jermaine.
Deep kickoff from Baggett. This one
actually is Brennan Richards, but it's not going to matter in the end zone.
That one going to stop right on the goal line. Got very lucky that the referee blew that one dead, as Brendan Richards thought it was going to bounce into the end zone and go out for a touchback, and it almost just died right there on the one.
I mean, Baggett as a kicker, and I know you appreciate this as a former kicker, Ryan. I mean, he's a cat dog kicking the football. He had one a minute ago that went out of bounds at the 1 yard line. I mean, he was that close to, coffin cornering that thing. And that one, I mean, you couldn't have had a better kickoff right there. He is fortunate, is Brendan Richards of Jacksonville. So here's the Fighting Indians starting on their own 25-yard line. Let's see who they're going to have in at quarterback. It looks like it's going to be Jermaine checking in.
Of course, Ryan Walker in at H-back. Searles with Jermaine.
Jermaine gets a snap kind of high, hands it off to Searles, who's got some room around the right side, finds a hole, and looks like Searles is going to pick up the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Boy, just gliding. Uh-oh, he's hurt. He's down. Let's see. Okay. Let's take a break. It looks like Mr. Searles is going to get checked on here on the Lindale sideline.
All right, while Searles is getting checked on, we'll step away. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. They do have Searles up, and looks like he is being tended to by head trainer Jason Krause.
Yeah, and they're staying on that Lindale bench.
They are.
Yeah.
I think Krause was trying to take him back across, and
well, that's going to be fun.
They're going to be stuck over here for a few minutes, but it looks like Searles is up, and looks like he's going to be fine. So hopefully we see him back in the game in just a little bit. 2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Taylor takes a snap, working to his left. Going to be met by several Eagles, but looks like Jermaine going to pick up about 2.
I don't think I've ever seen an injured player stay on the sideline of the opponent when he was okay like that right there. He did one play. Here comes Searles. He's running off under his own power. He's going to be fine, but never seen that before.
I don't know that I have either. He was
standing
strange.
standing there in the middle of the Lindale players, the yellow jersey, the gold jersey, I should say, not yellow, gold jersey, and all that blue look by himself. So Searles looks like he's going to be okay as Jermaine picks up a couple, 2nd and 8 as we go under 4 minutes remaining in this first half, 28-7 Lindale. Boy, does Jacksonville need to score here before the half.
Jermaine takes the snap, hands off to Mahrez. Good hard run for Mahrez. Going to gain about 2.
Tough run. I think, what are they saying? They say he fumbled? What's this? No, okay. I guess the guy was celebrating. He had his hands up, number 99 did, coming off Camden Beeson. He is a freshman, 6'2", 305, a freshman. And he's not overweight, let me say that. He came off with his hands up like pointing like he recovered the ball, but it's 3rd down 6 for Jacksonville as Mars will pick up a couple.
So 3rd and 6, Searles checks back in. 2 left, 1 right. Jermaine going to take the snap, hands it off to Searles, who has some room around the left. Met by some Eagles by the time he got to the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 4th and 6. For Jacksonville inside their own half.
Yeah, just never could get that last block to turn the corner, so he had to plant that foot and go back into the mix master, did Searles, just to see what he could get, and it wasn't much. No gain, maybe a yard. So here comes Nunez for his 2nd punt of the evening. He had a boomer, his first one in the rain. Of course, the rain, I will say it has stopped now, Ryan. I think you can look at the lights and see that, so maybe that's it for the night.
Hopefully that is the last we see of the rain. Jesus gets this snap, has some pressure, able to get it off. This one's going to bounce at about the 35, and then Michael Miles going to catch that one off the bounce.
Yeah,
so
good play by Miles. That was coming back this way, and he stopped it.
We'll bring up 1st and 10 for Lindale from their own 36-yard line. 2:12 left here in the first half.
Well, I was sure hoping Jacksonville could get something going right there and get a score, even a field goal going in at the half, because you get the football back to start the 3rd quarter.
if you could have closed that gap to a couple of touchdowns, that would have been very nice. And now you're Jacksonville, you just 2:12 remaining on this powerful Lindale offense. You got to keep them off the board before the half.
2 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Thurman takes the snap, fakes a handoff, keeps it himself, goes up the middle, and going to pick up about 2.
Now that was nice contained right there by Gaskin. Nice, a much better job right there turning Thurman back into the linebackers. Of course, he's the outside linebacker, and that's his job to make sure Thurman doesn't bounce that thing outside like he did on that 22-yard score a moment ago. Gaskin turns him in. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 now.
Thurman gets the snap, runs up the middle once again. Another good play by the Indian defense, but Thurman looks like he's going to pick up the first down. Trent Powell in on the tackle there for the Indians.
Yeah, just overpowering Jacksonville. Casey Poe, the Alabama commit, just getting it done right now for Lindale.
Clint Thurman over the middle. That one is caught. I believe that is Marcus Field.
Yeah, Field had a big game last year at Tomato Bowl as a junior for Lindale, and just like that, he picks up another Lindale first down to the Jacksonville 35, clock running with 1:17. Both teams have all 3 timeouts.
Thurman takes the snap, going to throw this one. That one well out of reach of Chad Ward.
Ward had just a slight step on Jacksonville's Decavius Kincaid, but incomplete. Stops the clock with 1:06 remaining. Fans, stay with us. We'll have the Whataburger halftime report. Jacksonville High School band will perform. Cherokee Charmers, Jacksonville Majorettes. We'll have all that here for you on JSD Live. We'll also have our All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Jason Holman, get his thoughts, and then we're going to introduce to y'all the Triple Travis halftime. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Thurman takes the snap, hands this one off. Good defense there from Jacksonville, able to stop Pat Weldon.
5'11", 158-pounder for Lindale. And now Lindale's going to burn their first timeout with 56 seconds remaining with the ball at the Jacksonville 30. Let's take a break.
All right, we'll step away for just a moment while they have the timeout and come right back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. 56 seconds left here in the first half. Lindale with a 3rd and 6. Thurman gets the ball, runs to his left, has lots of room. Finally brought out of bounds by Trent Powell, but not before picking up a big Eagle first down.
Yeah, not only does he get the Eagles just closer to that goal line, but you said he got out of bounds. Stops the clock on that first down run to the Jacksonville 13.
2 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Thurman going to throw this one up after the potential offsides. Flag comes in.
Yeah, that's offsides Jacksonville, but it was also offensive pass interference on field of Lindale, but no call by the official. Brendan Richards is saying, dude, he can't push me like that to go get the ball. If he would have caught that for the score, that would have not been good because it was offensive interference. Should have been offsetting, but nope. Jacksonville gets called for the...
They'll get Jacksonville for the offside, so that'll bring up first and goal. I'm not sure what they're doing with the chains over there. They're inside the 10, but
it's 1st and 5.
It should be 1st and 5.
Yeah, I think the chain's kind of boggled up there.
Thurman going to hand this one off to Hart. Good run from Hart. Going to make his way down to Jacksonville.
2. Yeah, got a player down for Jacksonville.
While they get him checked out, we'll step away for a short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. 31 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lindale leading Jacksonville 28-7. Injured player there was Dominique Bowens, but it looks like he is okay.
Yeah, he just got caught up in that mix master, and he was face planted on the turf. I thought it was more serious than that. He was reaching back for his back, and Jason Krause went out there and put the rub down on it, man. Got him up. What a job by Krause. Bowens walks off under his own power.
Good to see Bowens is okay after that.
So first down and goal of the Jacksonville 2. Man, you hate to see these late scores like this, you know? I mean, of course, any scores are bad, but man, when you get a chance to put points on the board with, 31 seconds remaining in the half, when you just had the football just a couple of minutes ago, what a turnaround. Possibly going down 4 scores here at the half. So they're giving a 10-second rule here.
10-second runoff.
Yep, to 21 seconds.
So
starting the clock as well. Lindale's got to go.
Thurman takes the snap, runs up the middle, met at the goal line, but lunges in.
Touchdown, Thurman.
Touchdown, Lindale.
Just running behind the big guys on that left side. Poe, 305. Petaway, 265. Ryan,
they've got some big guys on the line.
I really think that I could run behind those guys, man. I'd have at least 50 yards. I'd have at least 50 already. I guarantee I'd have 50 right now.
Seth Baggett's extra point is up and good. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. And with that, Lindale takes a 35-7 lead with 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll step away for just a moment. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. Seth Baggett has this one teed up for the Eagles. This one popped up to the home side, goes out of bounds.
I'll tell you what, Baggett's, he's interesting. I mean, he that goes out of bounds, but did you see how close it was to, like, hitting the green inside the white line and coming back toward the field like a one-iron? Or
it looked like it had kind of an odd spin to it as well.
It's like it was a chip shot on the green. He was going to try to roll it back toward the hole. It does go out of bounds, fortunately. I mean, if you're a guy for like Didi Morris for Jacksonville, you're seeing that thing go out of bounds, and all of a sudden it kind of starts spinning back, and you kind of take a deep breath, and then it goes out. So 13 seconds here, and we'll see if Jacksonville with Jermaine Taylor at quarterback will just take a knee, stay with us. We'll get Jason Holman's comments here on the All Smiles halftime interview.
Jermaine going to hand this one off to Searles. Makes his way around the right side. A big gain. Flag comes in. But a big run from Searles. And if that stands, it'll be good for a Bill McRae Ford first down.
Let's see the call here.
It looks like they may be calling holding on the defense.
Holding on the defense?
But
okay.
The flag came in pretty late.
I got the hold.
Okay.
Okay, it's going to be
Holding.
on Jacksonville. Number 20. Who is number 20?
But they marked it off from the spot that Searles went out of bounds.
Well, Jacksonville doesn't have a number 20, Mr. Official. Just didn't call the right number. 6 seconds remaining. By the way, the Cherokee Charmers are lined up behind me. They are going to perform at the half, not the band.
Jermaine gets the snap. Handoff is to Searles once again, working to the left side, trying to get to that first down marker.
And we got a late flag, yeah.
Flag comes in. The clock is at 0, though.
Let's let the officials sort this out.
So they may send this one to halftime.
The Lindale Eagles lead the Jacksonville Indians 35-7.
I think they're going to get Jacksonville for something late right there.
They may do it. I think they're going to send it to halftime, though.
Yeah. Well, actually, the official now coming over to talk to Jason Holman, who's visiting with one of his players there. Still get his comments in just a second. Bear with us as Coach Holman now shaking his head here like, I don't know what the call is. He's not happy, I know that. Yeah, it's going to be against Jacksonville.
Penalty will be enforced on the second
so
half
kickoff. Got a penalty there late. It'll be on the second half kickoff when you get the ball.
Yeah, not what we need. Stupid decision right there.
Coach, you're down 21-7, and I mean, 28-7. You had a chance maybe to go down and get a score. Boy, they turned around, and nothing hurts more than them getting a score at the very end of the half right there.
Yeah, well, we had opportunity early on. We get run a stretch and pop it for about 60 yards or more and fumble it. We've got to make good of our possessions.
Yeah. You can move the football. You're doing it.
I think we started finally figuring out we're going to have to hit them and wrap up a little bit. Had a couple of stops there midway through the first on into the early in the second quarter, but we got to score. We got to score. They're a good team, and they're going to score points.
Well, you get the football to start the third quarter.
Yeah, we got to come out. Even we're going to be behind the eight ball, so to speak, with the penalty. But we got to come out and get something going and put some points on the board.
Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman on the All Smiles halftime report. I'm going to throw it back up to you guys, and then we'll take a break. Then we'll come back and get the Cherokee Charmer performance.
All right, we'll step away for just a moment and come back for the Whataburger halftime report. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium as you're with us for the Whataburger halftime report. And now, Matt, I will send it down to you on the field for the halftime show, and it looks like the Cherokee Charmers are set to go.
They are ready to go. Let's listen to the PA as she does the announcing here for the Cherokee Charmers.
Sergeant Kaylee Galvin. Sergeant Ada Pacheco. Sergeant and Chaplain Rebecca Orr. Head Sergeant Alyssa Nance. Charmer officers from left to right are First Lieutenant Mia Sanchez. Junior Lieutenant Anna Sanchez. Junior Lieutenant Krishley Bonsukin. And in the center, Captain Andrea Hernandez. Charmer of the Week is Tatiana High. Watch now as the Charmers perform a tambourine to Little Bitty Pretty One.
Cherokee Charmers with their performance here on the Whataburger halftime report. We're at Eagle Stadium in Lindale, Texas, where the Lindale Eagles lead Jacksonville by a score of 35-7 here at the half. Due to inclement weather, JHS band not performing tonight. As the Charmers lead the field, I believe the Lindale, well, let's see, I see a bunch of, it's Halloween and there's a lot of ghouls and goblins here around the stadium dressed up pretty ghoulish, if you will. Not sure what they're going to be doing, but I do not see the Lindale band lined up anywhere. Maybe they're going to sneak in on me and I don't see them. They're not in the stands anymore. How do you lose a band?
Please welcome to the field the Lindale High School Star Steppers. The Star Steppers are under the direction of Carrie Pierce and Krista Mulliken.
Now that is pretty cool. The Lindale drill team with Thriller. That song came out in 1984 and it never gets old.
Lieutenant Abby Shine, Lieutenant Blair Gano, Lieutenant Joey Forsyth, Senior Lieutenant Charlotte McConaughey, and Captain Kerrigan Pierce. Sorry, it's Macy Beeler. Sorry, Macy. Our social officers are Maddie Gasser, Maddie Farmer, Landon Gill, Brooklyn Wynn, and President Hadley Scott. Star Stepper of the Week is Emily Worrell. Our outstanding dancer of the week is Serenity Fuller. The Star Steppers hope that you have enjoyed our annual performance of Thriller, and we hope that you all have a safe and happy Halloween.
A great halftime performance, an abbreviated halftime performance because of the rain. Both drill teams getting a chance to perform. Here on the Whataburger halftime report. Ryan, have you guys gotten back set yet?
I think so. It looks like everyone but me is currently eating. So
okay, so I
think
I want to let our viewers know that we're about to have a triple Travis halftime.
We are. It's probably the first triple Travis halftime that's ever been.
I mean, and it may be the only one.
That's true.
That's
it might be the only one.
This may be your farewell performance as triple Travis. So take it away.
All right. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it. We're going to bring it back up. But before we get to stats, I'd like to throw it over for this week's iteration of Ask the Indians.
To be invisible. Teleportation. Teleportation. No, actually, not just to be fast. No, mind readers. Oh. Yes. That's cold. That's cold.
To be invisible.
Speed.
I say to fly.
Fly. To fly. Speed. Gotta be speed.
Teleportation. Invisibility. Well, that's true. A couple out on the field.
Definitely flight. Yeah, flight. I would love to go anywhere. Or invisibility. You can rob a bank though, and not get caught. You can fly. Swoop in and swoop out. But then they would never know if you were invisible. They would. How? All right. How? They would. No. They see the vault door start to open. No. All right. Whatever. Whatever.
Unlimited money. Teleportation. Oh, yeah. I like to see what I myself do too.
To grow. It's to grow. Super height. Super speed.
Ice. Kamehameha. Ice for this sun. For this weather that we live in.
Spirit bombs.
I want to fly. I want to fly.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium here on the Whataburger halftime report as we start to dive into tonight's stats brought to you by Randy Gorham. I'll throw it over to Todd. We want to start with Jacksonville stats first.
Jacksonville had 4 first downs in the first half. They had 96 yards rushing on 16 carries and 77 yards passing on 3 completions. Some individual stats. Rushing, Searles had 6 carries for 74 yards. Taylor had 5 carries for 18. Brendan Richards had 2 carries for 3 yards. And Dede had 1 carry for 2 yards.
Great first half there from Searles. It was kind of scary seeing him go down here on the near side in that first half and not quite knowing whether or not that he was going to be able to continue for the rest of the game because that would not be a good part of your offense to lose going into next week against Henderson, and especially after that huge run he had in the first half. That was, first drive, huge run from Searles. Unfortunately, coughs up the football down there.
End, yep.
But, it is good to see Searles having those explosive runs, even with the turnover.
It was, and that was a great run. I really thought he had enough speed. He might get away from him, and the defender was just able to make the play there. He did fumble at the end. That definitely hurt us. That was it 7-0 at that point, so a chance to tie the game up, and then Lindale came right back in a couple of plays and scored the touchdown, putting them up on us. So passing in the first half, Ryan Walker had 3 completions on 4 attempts for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. So receiving, Jermaine had 1 catch for 49 yards and the touchdown. Brendan Richards 1 catch for 22 yards, and Rodarius Searles had 1 catch for 6 yards.
Yeah, Jermaine with the touchdown there on the big catch, and I think was that Ryan Walker's first completion of the night was to Jermaine. I don't exactly remember if that was it, but we saw him on that drive where he came in and we ended up with the score.
I think that was the second.
It may have been, but either way, he came in very composed, looked really good on that first drive, and to go down and score. Especially after the first drive did not go the way you wanted it to after some positive momentum going your way. A huge way to step in for Ryan Walker at quarterback that we probably, we talked about Jermaine not being on the depth chart. I don't think Ryan Walker was even considered to be put on the depth chart at any point. And it's been big for him to step up and fill that role tonight. And he's done a good job so far, and it's been an interesting mix with him and Jermaine kind of taking turns on some possessions there. Because it is as we saw with the touchdown to Jermaine, it's vital that we have Jermaine in some form in the passing game.
On the field, yes. Yeah, we need him out there whether he's playing quarterback or playing receiver. Find a way to get him the ball and see if we can score. He definitely makes things happen.
He does. He definitely does. Do you want to go into the Lindale stats at all?
If you want to look at them, we can.
Well, let's go ahead and look at them. Jacksonville played pretty well defensively in the first half. They gave up some big runs, especially to Thurman, who, a couple weeks ago had 300 yards on the number 1 team in the state. So we know he can run.
He can run.
But I feel like Jacksonville has done a pretty good job of containing the Lindale offense some here in the first half.
So Lindale stats for the first half, they had 28 rushes for 202 rushing yards and 4 pass completions for a total of 98 yards. Let's see if we got some individual stats for Lindale. Quarterback Clint Thurman, 16 carries for 142 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. The second back, Caleb Hart, 7 carries for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. Emilian Johnson had 3 carries for 14, and Pat Weldon had 1 carry for 4 yards.
Yeah, big first half there for both Thurman and Hart. Hart was handed the ball a couple times, especially around the goal line, got 2 touchdowns. Doesn't have a ton of yards on the carries that he has, but does have 2 touchdowns. And, in the red zone, it seems like he's kind of been the go-to guy.
He has. I didn't look at size, but he looks like a pretty good size running back when he goes up in there.
I think we have heights and weights here. So it looks like Caleb Hart, 5'10", 184. He's a junior.
Okay.
What did he say the size was on that freshman? Matt talked about that a freshman.
6'2", 305. He's
15.
Look at the bottom, number 99.
I thought he was 6'2", 385 and almost. I was like, good gosh.
Camden Beeson, defensive line, 6'2", 305 freshman.
05.
Yep. That's a big kid. That is definitely a big kid.
Todd, you missed one there a second ago because when you were doing the stats for Lindale, I thought you were going to come on and say Lindale had 1 million yards.
Missed that opportunity, yeah.
Like a softball was laying.
Emilian Johnson with the great name could have easily been a nice play there.
I was so disappointed when you said he had 14 yards.
14 yards, yeah.
His name was called several times. So.
Well, that's what I was wondering for us. For Searles, he had the long run. I don't know how many yards it was, but it just seemed like he had more yards rushing than 74. So I was surprised, but I'll trust the computer system and is right. But
if it's wrong, you just did something wrong.
I know.
So it is on you. It's not on the computer.
I think he had a couple good runs, but then he also had some.
He had some shorter runs as well.
There's several stops. So. But that you were talking about the first drive and stuff. You look at when he makes that run, that's a great run. And then the second time, we end that drive with a fumble. But then we come out the second drive, have a great pass, and go in and score. And, at that point,
we're still in the game.
Yeah. For playing a team like Lindale, we're in it. So it looked good. And we've had some great defensive plays this half. for a team that's supposed to be run, I mean, there was quite a few times where, we're able to make a good tackle on somebody. I mean, I could see Todd over there when that one kid stepped up. I don't remember his name, and smashed into him. You're like, ooh, that's the bone crusher right there.
Yeah, one of them, that was Michael Miles, had a really good hit more than once. Some of them are you kind of in the mix of it, and so it's not real obvious that he made the play, but he had a really good hit. So
I could hear it from here.
Yeah, I mean, we had several Jacksonville players defensively that made some big stops, and I mean, that's definitely what it's going to take here in the second half, which it looks like we're currently under a lightning delay. They've got 26 minutes and counting here on the scoreboard, so it does appear that we are currently in a lightning delay. I'm not sure where Matt went, but hopefully he is not on the field at the moment.
Out there's a lightning rod right now.
Yeah, that would probably not be ideal because typically at halftime he sits on the metal bleachers on the sideline, so that would probably not be the best place for Matt to be, but we are under a lightning delay. So I guess before we just take a break here for a minute and wait out this lightning delay, Paul, is there anything in the second half that you can see that the Indians need to improve upon from that first half?
Well, I mean, really what I was looking at was defensively, I mean, we looked about as good as we've looked all season.
We did.
I mean, the tackles that we're making, I mean, they're actually stepping up and getting a hold of guys and making good, hard tackles. So, to me, that was one thing I was impressed with as the game went on. The other thing I'd really like to say that I'm impressed with here at Lindale is the tacos they have for the people in the press box, because the taco options up here are excellent.
They said this was the best spread they've had this season, so we came on the right night.
We did, yeah. Which this is their last game of the season, so maybe they saved the best for last, and we just happened to be here on a great day. But I have not partaken of the tacos yet, but with 24 minutes left and a lightning delay, I might have to get a taco if they're that good.
Oh, I got 24 minutes worth of material.
Yeah, kind of interesting not having either band perform, which maybe there was some sort of a lightning delay already kind of approaching where they didn't want to have anybody out on the field during halftime. It does look like they are making the home crowd leave the stands. The Jacksonville side, it looks like, has already completely left the stands. So
there may have been an announcement we didn't hear.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I think what happened with the bands, they both made the decision to leave at right at halftime. So they probably were looking.
Not sit in the weather.
They were probably looking at the weather, realizing, hey, this is not going to be good, and we're going to go ahead and make a decision to go home, because both bands exited the stadium at the same time.
Searle's big run early there was 57 yards.
Okay. I mean, it was a big run, and it was a really explosive play. You know, we haven't really seen a whole lot of those from Jacksonville. We've seen some through the air to Jermaine, but running-wise, there have not been just a ton of explosive plays. And, I mean, playing in college, that was one of the keys, is they wanted so many explosive plays for every game. And that was, one of the – ow. Something just bit me.
Ryan's getting attacked here.
I guess I am.
But you're right, though, Ryan. I mean, that's one of those deals. You get a big play like that, and momentum really goes your way. And I mean, that's what you could see on our side when he makes that big run at the beginning. Like, we're getting momentum, and then it turns into, a fumble at the end of the play, unfortunately. So, but yeah, you've got to have some big plays like that to generate that excitement for your team and keep them fired up. So.
Yeah, and some sideline. I don't necessarily know what to call it, but just energy on the sideline. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of the time there's kind of a lack of that on the Jacksonville side compared to the other team most of the time. And that is such a big key thing. We've talked about it on some of our car rides back and forth to some of the away games. And my former college coach, Scotty Walden, we're watching on TV. I'm seeing a highlight from one of their games where they're playing Tennessee. So they're playing up SEC school, and he's there leading the team on the sideline during a kickoff, jumping up and down, and he's got those guys locked in, it seems like, the whole game. And, that's so important to keep everybody fired up and locked in and ready to go out and hit somebody in the mouth. So.
Oh, Coach Walden had a little bit of energy.
Oh, I know. He's very energetic himself, but it's also interesting as a head coach of a Division I program that he's doing that on the sideline and keeping those guys so engaged.
Definitely.
Well, it looks like 21 and a half minutes here left in the lightning delay, so I think we may take a break and wait this one out because you never know. There may be another lightning strike here that resets this clock. So we'll step away for just a moment and go into a lightning delay. So stick with us.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
We'd like to say thank you to tonight's team meal sponsor, Robin and Pat McCowan. Thank you for your valued support of Jacksonville Athletics.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world. For good times, for not so good times. For her future and hers and his. For serving our customers and connecting communities, we're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
High drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
High drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Half with Lindale up 35-7, got a late touchdown in the second quarter that really just, you know, it's bad enough when you're down 3 scores and then bam, now you're down 4. If you could have just got that one last stop.
The Lindale fans are making their way back into the stands, and it looks like some Jacksonville fans stuck around through the lightning delay.
Yeah.
So there's still a few people over there on the Jacksonville side.
Well, of course, the Crandall game got canceled. It was a non-district game. This game has ramifications. You can't just cancel it and say it's over because you need to finish it, even if you have to come back tomorrow and do it. So, guys, Lindale's going to be kicking off from the Jacksonville 45. There was a penalty against Jacksonville, personal foul on the last play of the first half, and they marked that off here. So kicking off from the 45 is Baggett. Wonder where this one's going to end up.
Baggett with the short pop-up left.
Oh, fumble. Get on it.
Jacksonville fumbles, but able to jump on it as Zeke Whitaker comes up with it for the Indians, and that will give Jacksonville possession to start the second half.
Well, dismal statistics offensively for Jacksonville. It just I was listening to the stats, and it just didn't feel like they were that – it didn't look like they were that bad until I heard them. 4 first downs for Jacksonville in the first half. You got to do better than that. I mean, they had some nice plays. Of course, the 49-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Walker to Jermaine Taylor was the highlight, but, of course, there were some good runs by the freshman Searles. But you got to string along some things, and you got to go score. As Jason Holman said at halftime, who cares how many yards you get? You've got to go score.
That is true. The Indians are definitely going to need to score if they're going to come back in this one. Ryan Walker starting out for the Indians, flips this one out to Trent Powell.
Yeah, and Powell just had to reach back for it a little bit behind him, and he was just able to catch the football and avoid the hit that could cause a fumble. He lost 2, 2nd and 12. Rain starting to kind of trickle down just a little bit, just enough to keep the ball wet, which if you're a defense, you love it. If you're an offense, you got to deal with it.
2 each way for the Indians on second down. Searles in the backfield alongside Ryan Walker. Walker takes a snap, runs to the right side, has a gap, but is met only a few yards upfield. Short gain there for Ryan Walker.
And they'll give him, we'll call it 5, though. Actually 4, so that makes it a more makeable third down and about 8.5 to go. Football just outside the Jacksonville 15 at their 16, so Fighting Indians in danger of going 3 and out on a possession to start the third quarter that you like to see something happen to change things.
Big third down here. Ryan Walker gets the snap, trying to find Jermaine. That one going to be thrown a bit short. And that will bring on Jesus Nunez to punt this one away here to start the second half.
Yeah, not a bad throw by Ryan Walker, as you said, just a little bit short and more to the inside as Lindale kind of boxed Jermaine out toward the sideline, and he just couldn't get back to the middle of the field, or he would have made that catch as good as he is getting to a football. So here's Jesus standing in his end zone. No, he's going to step out just outside the blue end zone and right about his 1-yard line.
Nunez looking to get this one away. Snap is kind of low, able to get it off, though. This one, a high ball, going to be fair caught inside Jacksonville territory. They're going to spot it about the 42 of Jacksonville.
Yeah, heck of a job by Jesus Nunez. He has done that all year long. A bad snap, no doubt. It dribbled back to him, and he was able to get it and get one step on his rugby run there. And Lindale put the pressure on him, but Jesus, all year long, he's just he's had to play shortstop, you know. Take those hoppers and try to get it out of there. I know one thing Jacksonville is going to be working on this offseason. That is snapping the football, not just kick extra points, field goals, and punts, but just on offense. So here's Lindale with their first offensive possession to start the second half. Good field position at the Jacks 43.
Thurman gets the snap, hands it off to Hart, who bursts through the Jacksonville line and is going to pick up about 6.
He'll get knocked down by Walker Dublin, the senior. Didi Marr is also in on the tackle. So Dublin getting some action. The senior who was out for a couple of weeks with an injury. He's one of those guys Jacksonville got back. He's playing a defensive tackle, actually, not linebacker.
Thurman takes the snap. Jacksonville almost getting him before he's able to get that one away as Dominique Bowens blasted through the offensive line there, and that one goes incomplete. That pass intended for Chad Ward.
I just had to laugh right there. I'm sorry. Trent Powell just went up to Casey Poe and kind of got in his face. If you can imagine that visual right there. 150 pounds, 305 pounds. That was kind of funny.
Thurman gets the snap, gives the handoff to Hart, makes his way around the right side and going to pick up the first down for the Eagles.
And Powell came in and tried to upend Caleb Hart. Hart just tried to jump over him, but Powell got enough of his ankles to flip him over but it's still a first down for Lindale as they continue just to pound this rock, running the football.
9:40 and counting here left in the third quarter. 2 left, 1 right for Lindale. Thurman in the backfield.
Wheel
Get
route.
the snap. Fires right side, finds Hart. Going to be knocked out of bounds on the far side, but not before picking up another first down.
Boy, you could see Hart coming out of the backfield, and Didi Mares did a nice job. He just couldn't stay with him. He's just faster than Didi right there, and he gets on the edge and makes the catch. But to Didi's credit, he did not give up on it, and he makes the tackle, knocks him out of bounds at the Jacksonville 12.
Bring up 1st and 10 inside the red zone for Lindale. Thurman gets the snap, hands it off to Carson Plunkett.
Caleb Hart takes the handoff for a 2-yard gain.
That is Hart again. I thought that was number 4. Sorry.
You would think, and you're going to get to some point in the game where if you're Lindale, this is your last game, and you've got, your starters are still in the game. You're up 35-7. You'd think maybe after this score that you pull a guy like Clint Thurman. You don't risk your playoffs with that, him being in a game that starts to become a little bit one-sided. We'll see what Chris Cochran decides.
Thurman going to hand this one off to Emilian Johnson around the right side. Finally brought down for a gain of 4.
Zeke with the tackle. Nice play by the junior, Elijah Whitaker. He'll be back next year to be one of those solid receivers and safeties.
Hey, Campbell, we're taking that ball too.
Hey, I want to shout out to the Jacksonville junior varsity. Got their first win last night, 22-20 over Lindale at Tomato Bowl. I tell you, I don't know if I've ever been as excited for a JV football game. Those guys have been fighting hard all year. They got the win last night, their first one.
They did. It was a great game, too.
It was a great game.
Thurman takes a snap, runs to the right. Good hard tackle there.
Man, great tackle.
From Mares.
And
Gaskin also in there on that one.
Boy, they just double-teamed him right there, Thurman. And he's been breaking those kind of tackles, but when you grab and you latch on like Mares did right there, and then you get your help from Gaskin coming in, it's 4th down and 3 to go. The ball at the Jacksonville 5, that Lindale can get a first down. Oh, just in between the 2 and the 3 of the Fighting Indians.
Big 4th down here. Jacksonville looking to get a stop. Thurman with Hart in the backfield. Thurman going to take the snap, run to his left, and make his way in for another Lindale touchdown.
And you just look who he's running behind on that left side. It's Casey Poe. I was talking to Coach Holman at the half, and I said, you just watch that guy, and he just caves in that right side of the Jacksonville defensive line. And, man, all Thurman's got to do is go right off number 75's hip, Poe. That's why he's one of the highest recruited linemen in the United States right there.
That will bring Baggett on for the extra point. This one is up and good. So with 7:17 left here in the third quarter, Lindale takes a 42-7 lead. We'll step away for just a moment. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world. For good times, for not so good times. For her future and hers and his. For serving our customers and connecting communities, we're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium as Lindale has just taken a 42-7 lead. Seth Baggett has this one teed up for the Eagles. Baggett going to pop this one up to the left, fielded by Mares, who makes a man miss and then makes his way out over the 30. So Jacksonville with decent field position to start this drive from their 32-yard line.
So the experiment tonight, if you will, of alternating Ryan Walker and Jermaine Taylor at quarterback hasn't quite paid off as much as what you would think, but you got to give Lindale credit for that. Their offense has controlled the football a lot of the ball game, and the defense has been getting some 3-and-outs on Jacksonville. And Fighting Indians had some movement in there in the first half, but they went 3-and-out on their opening drive of this quarter. This is their second one. They got to get something going here.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Taylor takes the snap, hands it off to Searles, who picks up a couple. Good run there by Searles. And, Matt, you have to think maybe the rain has a little bit to play as well with Ryan Walker having a couple struggles here tonight. I mean, first game in at quarterback, expected to throw the ball some, and you're playing in the rain with a wet football.
Yeah.
It's not exactly
No.
the ideal situation for a quarterback making his first varsity start.
Nope, it is not. And that football is totally different, throwing a wet football. And he has a 49-yard touchdown pass to Jermaine, and he's got 3 other completions as well. But it's been a tough night for Jacksonville throwing the ball, and now Jacksonville is going to have a delay of game. They were having a problem with Searles, was lined up on the other side that he was supposed to, and by the time he switched over and Jermaine got him situated, too much time, so they'll be 5 back.
So that takes away the gain that Searles had just picked up, so that'll bring up 2nd and 11 for Jacksonville. 6:16 and counting left in the third. 2 left, 1 right for the Indians. Taylor takes the snap, runs to his left, trying to find a hole. Going to dive forward and pick up about 2.
Well, Jacksonville's offensive front is just struggling right now. They started off the ball game doing a nice job and moved the ball well, but boy, Lindale has changed something up front because Jacksonville is they're just not getting underneath their pads. Lindale's getting in the backfield, and it's just all Jermaine trying to get what he can, and Searles, Dede. Rain really picking up now, Ryan.
It sure looks like it from up here. 2 left, 1 right. Jermaine takes the snap, trying to heave this one downfield. That one just out of reach of Brendan Richards. Still a pretty good throw there from Jermaine in the rain, but just a little too far.
You know what it looked like? It looked like punt, pass, and kick. He was just trying to throw it as far as he could. Now he's hurt his arm. You see him right there. He's grabbing it. He just, look at him. He hurt that shoulder. I mean, that looked just like, those 12-year-olds when they're – did you ever see that? Did you ever see the video of Andy Reid when he was 12 years old doing punt, pass, and kick?
I don't know that I have seen
Oh, you didn't
that video,
see that?
but that might be one that I need to watch.
You got to look that up. He's 12 years old, and he looks like he's 28. I mean, he's huge. Here's the punt.
Nunez needing to get this one away, able to do so. Lots of pressure there, though, on Jesus. And that will set Lindale up with 1st and 10 from their 43.
Yeah, you got to Google that. It is hilarious.
I will definitely have to check that one out because Andy Reid is still a pretty big guy. So I can picture him at 12 being like way bigger than most kids would be at that age.
It's like 1971. It's a grainy video. He's standing there in line, and there's all these kids about the same size, and all of a sudden there's this guy at the end. You think it's an adult that's lining them up, and no, it's a kid. It's Randy Reid, and he won it. And he should have. He was huge. But that's what Jermaine looked like throwing the ball right there. He was just letting it go. And
just heaving it down there.
He might have thrown his arm out.
3 right, 2 left for the Eagles. Man in motion. Thurman going to take the snap. Run to his left. Has lots of room. Big hit there by Trent Powell. Flag comes in.
Man, it is coming down now, buddy. Woo, it's raining. Well, this may come back. Maybe a hold on Lindale or a block in the back because there was a lot of bodies in gold jerseys flying at the end of the play like they got shoved or held or something.
Looks like holding is the call on Lindale. So That will help the Indians out some. Back Lindale up 10.
So the starters for Lindale still in, up 42-7, their last game of the regular season. They got the bye week next week. And see where their fortunes lie in that Chapel Hill-Kilgore final battle. See what determines on the seeding on where everybody's going.
3 right, 2 left for the Eagles. Thurman with an empty backfield takes the snap, putting this one up, and it is caught. That's Jackson Parker with the catch here on the Lindale sideline, and a big catch there in the rain for Parker.
I thought it was well played over there by Nemo, but just a great play there by Parker going up and getting it. Again, the rain coming down pretty good, and he was able to hang on to it. You notice he didn't, hands that ball. When it's raining like this, you got to trap that ball where it'll bounce off your hands with that wet leather surface. So first down Lindale at the Jacksonville 28.
Yeah, really great catch there from Parker. So Thurman going to take the snap, hands this one off to Ward. Ward makes his way around the right side. Jacksonville finally able to bring him down, but Ward picking up the first down.
Taken down by number 62,
Jamario Coleman makes the tackle for Jacksonville. The junior defensive lineman just recently brought up from the junior varsity.
Good tackle there from Coleman.
Does give Lindale a first down.
So Lindale with a 1st and 10 at the Jacksonville 14. Thurman takes the snap, hands off. This one goes to Pat Weldon, and Weldon in for the Lindale touchdown.
14-yard run by Weldon, his first touchdown of the evening. The junior 158-pounder goes in for the score, pushes that lead up to 49, or 48 with Baggett here with the extra point attempt. Nobody in the stands from the Lindale band to catch this one. They're all gone.
Seth Baggett back for the extra point. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. Snap is back, kick is up and good. So Baggett extends the lead. Lindale now 49-7 with 4:09 here left in the third quarter. We'll step away for just a moment and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
And now it's an all-time favorite. You're going to love this burger. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce.
Every bite's perfect.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger, it's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Lindale has just taken a 49-7 lead with 4:09 left here in the third. Baggett has this one teed up, pops it up to the left side. Mares fields it cleanly, but is quickly met by the Lindale kickoff team. So Jacksonville will have 1st and 10 from their own 27, maybe 28.
Might want to slip Searles in over there where Mares is.
Yeah, that might be something they need to.
I'm sure they would figure that out. So Jermaine Taylor is not coming in on this series. It'll be Ryan Walker at quarterback, and Jermaine's not even in a receiver. I mean, he must have really yanked that arm throwing that football.
Well, let's hope Jermaine is okay.
It looks like he's fine. Well, he should have been in there. They're going to call timeout. I think I don't know what he's doing here. Jacksonville's going to call time.
I think Jacksonville only had 10 men on the field.
Well, I think Jermaine was the guy that he wanted out there, and Jermaine's pointing at this bad communication right there. I don't know what Jermaine was thinking, but he just took himself out. I thought he was hurt, but he's not hurt. He just took himself out.
I bet you can talk him into stuff for a buck.
And he wasn't supposed to do that.
Well, Jacksonville will take the timeout. Matt, you kind of wonder with a 49-7 game, you don't really ever want to talk about a running clock, but with it raining, and you really don't want this game to get delayed again.
Do you want
tonight,
my vote?
So
I'll vote right now. Run that clock. Get this one get it in the books.
I think
man.
you definitely. I mean, we've kind of gotten away with not having really any injuries so far, so you kind of just want to get out of this game and move on to next week. Jermaine in, takes the snap, hands it off to Searles.
I mean, you don't want to a 49-7 game being delayed for an hour or something for Lightning. I mean, let's just not do that.
3:45 and counting here left in the third quarter. Jacksonville with a 2nd and 8.
I've done the 2-day games before where you had the game on Friday night get postponed and you got to go back the next day and finish it. Don't want to do those again. Those aren't fun.
Especially when you show up the next day and it's 49-7.
That's right.
Yeah. Jermaine takes the snap, hands it off to Searles. Searles trying to find some room. And there is not much there for Darius Searles. Going to gain a yard. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, in 2001, Jacksonville and Corsicana were playing at Tiger Field, and Jacksonville had the lead. It was a big district ball game. Jacksonville had the lead. Lightning came, couldn't finish it. Went back Saturday and lost.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Not a good night. So you want to get these in the books. 3rd and 7. Heavy rain coming down.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Jermaine gets the snap, hands it off to Searles. Searles tripped up. I'm not really sure.
That was a turf monster right there. I don't think
it kind of looked like a turf monster.
He just kind of lost his balance and just fell forward. Nobody really hit him.
And there was some room over here, so it would have been nice for Searles to be able to stay up there, but that'll bring up 4th and 6 for Jacksonville.
And check that. That was Searles running the ball. He's frustrated with himself right now. Kind of embarrassed. I tripped over the turf. What am I doing? So here comes maybe the, what do you call the punter, the defensive guy or an offensive guy? He may be the offensive player of the game for Jacksonville, flipping the field. Jesus Nunez.
Yeah, Jesus back.
Oh, no.
For another punt. This one skips back to him, but he is able to get it away. That one takes a good bounce and then fielded by number 2 for Lindale, Aiden Warnell.
Come on, man.
Good heads-up play there from Warnell, able to take that one because it probably would have rolled another 15 or 20 yards.
That was a cheap shot by Matthew Kinney, the junior for Lindale. You got to be kidding me. The play's up the field, and he just clocks Juan Nunez for no reason, knocks him out of bounds, flying. He's – oh, that's just cheap. 6'2", 178-pounder. There was no reason for doing that.
There's no reason to do it, but I know that there were a couple games that I played specifically where someone – that was his sole job was to come and clean me out.
What is that? What is that?
I don't know.
Intimidate the
punter? I don't
punter?
agree with it, but
yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah. That'll bring up 1st and 10 for Lindale. 1:45 here left in the third. Handoff goes to Emilian Johnson, who has a pretty big run, is going to pick up a 1st down.
Emilian Johnson runs off the right side for 10 yards.
Tough run right there, and the officials now just saying wave the clock. He's waving the clock. You stop it on that 1st down, but he just immediately said keep it going. So Lindale does have, let's see here, is that another quarterback in? I can't tell yet. He's turned. I don't see the number 8. Is that 8?
I see Hart, and then it almost looks like
Hart's right next to him. I can't tell.
15?
Yeah, that's another guy.
Is it 15?
Looks like Hart's playing quarterback, and it's number 35 standing next to him. So it's Caleb Hart playing quarterback, who's been a running back tonight.
So Hart in now at quarterback with Emilian Johnson. getting the ball, pick up about 1,
Dennis carries for
bring
2
up
yards.
2nd and 9.
Number 5 tackles. Tyron Glenn.
Dede Mars is having to play some linebacker tonight. That's something a little bit new. That's how short-handed Jacksonville is with the injury bug hitting them so bad. They're just playing guys that, just having to go both ways. That's just the way it is. Hey, they're young guys that can do it. But it's tough. He hasn't played much defense all year long as Mars. He's been one of the lead back. Oh, there's a bad snap.
Bad snap. Hart going to try to jump on this one, is able to do so, but a big loss there for Lindale, so that'll bring the ball back to the 48-yard line. 3rd and long.
Hey, this microphone can't electrocute me, can it?
I don't think so. It's got batteries, so I'm hoping it does not electrocute you.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
All right, at the end of the 3rd, Lindale leads Jacksonville 49-7. We'll take a short break and come right back. This is Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium for the start of the 4th quarter. Lindale with a 3rd and 24. Ball back on the Jacksonville 48. So 3rd and long for Lindale. 2 left. Hart in at quarterback now. Hart going to take the snap, run to the left, pick up big yardage. Almost make it back to the 1st down marker.
Caleb Hart on the carry.
Yeah, keep the clock running right there. He picks up the 1st down. All right, let's get with the trivia question. Which Texas high school coach has the most wins in UIL history? Is it A, Randy Allen from Highland Park, B, G.A. Moore at Salina and also Pilot Point, C, Gordon Wood from Brownwood, D, Phil Danaher from Corpus Christi, Calallen. Now, this is a similar question we had already. Those were playoff wins. These are the most career wins in UIL history. We'll get this play and come back to it.
2 right for the Eagles. Hart in the backfield on 4th and 12. Takes a snap. Good pursuit there by Calvin Boyd. So turnover on downs for the Eagles. Jacksonville will take over at their own 34.
Well, they're not running the clock, so it's stuck on 11:06. So, okay. Is it Randy Allen from Highland Park, G.A. Moore, Salina and Pilot Point, C, Gordon Wood from Brownwood, or D, Phil Danaher from Corpus Christi, Calallen? Most high school wins by a Texas high school coach.
I'm going to go Randy Allen with Highland Park.
Okay, Randy Allen, what you guys, the other guys got?
I'm going to go with Wood.
Gordon Wood? All right,
yep, Gordon Wood.
Paul, what's his guess?
Paul said Salina.
Okay, that's G.A. Moore. Okay, we got 3 different answers there. I'll give it to you. Here's Jacksonville.
Jermaine takes a snap, runs up the middle, picks up a couple. Finally brought down, but a good pickup there from Jermaine.
All right, the most wins by a Texas high school coach is D, Phil Danaher. Corpus Christi, Calallen, 490 wins. And a little extra trivia question for you. What local guy in Cherokee County played for Phil Danaher in high school? He manages the Cherokee County Co-op.
I have no idea.
It's Greg Jones.
Greg Jones.
Yeah. He played for him.
Handoff is to Searle. Is going to pick up the Bill McCray forward 1st down. Great run there from Searles.
Official now waving the clock to go. With the rain coming down.
It looks like it is really coming down right now.
It's pretty torrential, I got to say. I'm worried about, I don't want to ruin this microphone right here. Keeping it under cover.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Jermaine takes the snap, running to his right. Good run there from Jermaine, going to pick up about 8.
Well, if you're a kid, this is what you love to do when you're playing in the rain like this. I mean, this is fun. Sloshing around out here. As a broadcaster, not so much.
Yeah, at least they're on turf. We played a game basically for the conference championship while I was in college that is now deemed the Mud Bowl because we had grass at ETBU. Woo. And it was like the whole field was brown. It was pretty intense. Jermaine takes a snap, hands off to Searles. Good move there from Searles, and another Bill McRae Ford first down.
Man, this is getting that. It's starting to become that Forrest Gump fat soppy rain. I mean, it's like big drops now.
A night where I'm excited to be inside a press box and not in the stands somewhere.
Well, the good news, it's not cold. That's okay.
That's true too. That's not very fun.
Searles.
Handoff goes to Searles around the right edge. Lots of room to run for Searles. And I believe he's going to pick up another Bill McRae Ford first down.
I tell you, Searles is starting to rack up some yards tonight. Running the football in this fourth quarter. As there's no running clock. They are keeping it tight. Raider games conditions. I mean, just from the
first down.
Not necessarily the score, but I mean just the conditions. Let's just get the game, get it over with before you have a lightning
play. That takes Searles over 100 yards rushing for the game.
All right.
Jermaine now with a big run himself.
He gets a first down.
Going to pick up the Bill McRae Ford first down.
Boy, you love to see these guys for Jacksonville continue to compete. I mean, the game's basically over, but, man, you're still fighting. You're still clawing and scratching, getting extra yards. Searles and Jermaine, 2 consecutive first downs. And with Searles over 100 yards, quite a game for the freshman.
Yes, sir.
A really solid game from Searles so far, and you'd like to see him maybe punch this one in just a minute. Searles going to get the handoff, working to his right, met at the line by quite a few
look at Jermaine
Eagles,
shoving him. Oh, man.
A big push there, and Searles going to pick up about 5.
Officials now going to come in and see if Lindale calls that fumble right there. Boy, you saw it surge. That's because Jermaine Taylor came in and just shoved the entire pile forward. And there's no fumble. Searles still had the football. I don't know what Lindale was pointing at.
That'll bring up second down.
Number 11, Caleb Walker.
And if you're Jacksonville, you just want to finish on a good note here.
Oh, you do. I love that little hat pat right there by Jermaine, the senior, to the freshman. Just kind of patting him on the head, saying, nice job, young fella. Let's go punch it in.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Jermaine takes the snap.
Yeah, they're going to call it back.
Man, I can't. Be a call, but Jermaine had a huge hole over there on that right side where he was headed.
I really get frustrated when receivers jump. There is absolutely no reason for a wide receiver,
especially in the rain right now, where it's pretty much a given that we are running the football.
And they're not throwing you the ball. Just don't jump. And it wasn't just one of them; it was 2 of them.
Well, that'll back it up, make it 2nd and 10. So 2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Jermaine in the backfield alongside Searles. Jermaine going to take the snap, runs to the right again, and another good run from Jermaine. Going to pick up about what they just lost with that penalty, so that should bring up about 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Lots to work on. I know there's one more game left at Tomato Bowl, but there's a lot to work on in the offseason for Jacksonville as far as, in my opinion, just discipline and some football IQ situations that I know that they need to work on. And the effort's there. There's no doubt they have the effort. They're trying. They're working hard. Just got to work smarter.
Jermaine takes a snap, trying to find some room around the edge. Just a little short. That'll be 4th and 1. Another good run for Jermaine, just not quite able to break that last tackle.
Yep, hey, and he was really frustrated when he got up right there. He flipped the ball really hard, upset with himself for not getting more yards, and boy, that ball came up and almost hit the official on the chin. I thought, don't. He didn't mean to do it. I'm sure the official knew that. So 4th down, 2 to go for Jacksonville. See if they can convert here.
2 right, 1 left for the Indians. Taylor in the backfield alongside Searles once again. Play clock winding down. Jacksonville going to take a timeout.
Let's take it with them.
We will step away for just a moment. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Lindale leading 49-7, but Jacksonville trying to punch one in here. 4th and 2. Jermaine takes the snap, runs up the middle, gets tripped up, picks up the first down, but he had enough room to score there if he had not gotten tripped up.
Yeah, he did get tripped up about the 5 and just kind of slid into the end zone on this wet turf. He gets to the 3, but it's 1st and goal Jacksonville. So we go under 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Indians threatening to get on the board here for the second time tonight.
1st and goal for Jacksonville. 2 right, 1 left. Taylor in the backfield alongside Searles. Jermaine takes a snap, running to his left, trying to find
He's in.
a seam, and he gets in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Taylor from 3. Behind the pile push. The tush push, they call it now. Of course, you don't need to push Jermaine too hard. He's strong enough to push his own tush, if I could say that right.
Great run there from Jermaine to get in for the score. And that'll bring Jesus Nunez on to attempt the extra point.
Wait, that's anatomically impossible to push your own tush. Is that right? That would look really strange. Here's Jesus out of the hold of Trevor Arrington.
Jesus Nunez on for the extra point. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. This kick is up and good.
Throw the flag. Thank you.
Kick is good.
Roughing the kicker big time on Lindale. Good grief.
That brings the score to Lindale 49.
Just get a 2x4 and go in there and hammer him.
Jesus getting blasted there. And that'll make the score now Lindale 49, Jacksonville 14. We'll step away for a short break and come right back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now is the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
Welcome back to Eagle Stadium. Jacksonville making the score now 49-14, and with the Fighting Indians scoring drive summary, here's Todd.
It was an 11-play drive. Covered 66 yards, finishing with a touchdown run by Jermaine, making the score Lindale 49, Jacksonville 14.
Yeah, just a nice job by the Jacksonville offensive line. They've been kind of maligned all year. The running game has struggled. But, boy, they got it done on that drive right there. Did Lindale have some of their backups in? Sure, I'm sure they did. But still, just good execution by Jacksonville, particularly handling the football guys in this rain.
Is there no penalty there for roughing the kicker being tacked on to the kickoff?
What happened to the penalty?
What is happening here? I saw the officials talking to Holman, but I don't know. They didn't mark it off.
Jesus puts this one back into play. This one fielded by Lindale and working his way up and met by several Indians. And Lindale will start inside their own 30 on this drive. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Jacksonville fans still over there on the visiting side.
Yeah.
As you can see, lots of umbrellas, as Paul showed on the camera just a moment ago. Big kudos to them for sticking it out because it's raining.
It is coming down.
Just under 5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
This falls into my my wet piglet category here, see?
Hart takes the snap, hands it off to
nice tackle.
Number 18, Nathan Bradford.
Yeah, it's Trent Powell with the trip up from his safety position.
Tackled by number 7, Trent Powell. 3-yard gain.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Good tackle there from Trent Powell. He's been kind of all over the place tonight on defense.
Yeah.
So spotlight player of the game and has had quite a game himself tonight. So good to see Trent playing well. 4:15 and counting here left in the ball game. Hart going to hand off to Bradford once again. Pick up a couple. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Go under 4 minutes remaining. Mercifully. It really isn't that bad down here. I mean, it's just it's just like a really long shower, there's no soap there, I'm not singing, but it's like a shower.
Maybe you should start wearing a tool belt and have like all your stuff just in case it's supposed to rain.
Yeah.
You got like a bar of soap.
Yeah.
You come prepared.
That'd be a good plan.
This handoff goes to Bradford once again, and he's going to pick up the first down.
It's Powell with the tackle again.
Tackled by number 7, Trent Powell.
You don't like to see your secondary leading you in tackles. That's what's happened tonight with Trent Powell.
It has. Trent Powell, as we mentioned a moment ago, has been very active tonight. Another good tackle there from Trent. So 1st and 10 for Lindale. This ball at their own 43. So we're nearing 3 minutes here remaining in the fourth quarter. Two left, one right for the Eagles. Hart in at quarterback. Takes the snap, hands off to Bradford. Bradford now around the left. Trent Powell in on the tackle once again for the Indians.
Bradford carries the ball.
Bowens will check in at the DT as long, and also Gaskin will come in.
Gain of 5 yards.
To spell Tyron Glenn at linebacker. 2nd and 5 now for Lindale. Fans, stay with us. We'll have our Bone Crusher here to the game, presented by Dar Chiropractic. Our Jacksonville play of the game, sponsored by Congratulations, and the Austin Bank offensive and defensive players of the game for Jacksonville. We'll have those after our post-game All Smiles interview with head coach Jason Holman.
2 right, 1 left for the Eagles. Hart hands off to Bradford. Good tackle there from Zadarius Hinton.
2 yards. Tackled by number 24, Zadarius Hinton.
That'll bring up 3rd and 3. Ball at midfield. 1:40 and counting here left in the ball game. Lindale trying to take some time here to get the play in, try to finish out this game and finish out their season with a win. Handoff goes to Bradford.
Oh, wow.
A good run there from him.
Ooh, wow.
Going to pick up the first down.
We just found our bone crusher hit of the game. Woo, Kenny.
That's enough for another Lindale Eagle.
Kenny Grant with a big lick. Didn't make the tackle all the way. The guy was going down, then somebody else finished him off, but Kenny Grant with a huge hit out of the secondary. Less than a minute.
And with that first down, looks like Lindale going to go into victory formation. 43 seconds, only going to have to snap it one more time. Hart takes the knee, and that's going to do it from Lindale. The Eagles defeat the Indians by a score of 49-14. Finish out their season with a win, and Jacksonville headed home next week to take on Henderson.
Well, I mean, you can't. It's hard to say it's a big game because of the records of both teams, but it's a big game because Jacksonville obviously wants to avoid the goose egg for the season, and of course Henderson and Jacksonville are longtime rivals, and
arrangements will be made.
It'll be next week. We'll finish it off at Tomato Bowl. Team shaking hands now. Stay with us. We'll get head coach Jason Holman's post-game comments on the All Smiles post-game interview. Guys, let's hand out some awards here. Well, I just said the Bone Crusher hit of the game, sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar, class of 1984. Dr. Dar is your hometown. He's your hometown chiropractor. If I can get it out, my mouth's wet. The Bone Crusher hit of the game, we just saw it. There was multiple times, but man, Kenny Grant just lit him up right there. So Kenny Grant gets the Bone Crusher hit of the game. Jacksonville Play of the Game, sponsored by Congratulations. Congratulations can personalize trophies, create special recognition items for banquets. Maybe you just want to preserve a special photo or create some signage for your business. Congratulations is your hometown awards and a great engraving store. The Jacksonville Play of the Game is the 49-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Walker to Jermaine Taylor from 49. So that touchdown connection from Walker to Taylor is the congratulations play of the game. Guys, the Austin Bank offensive player of the game. Austin Bank is your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1990. The offensive player of the game is, I got to code this, man, between two guys that just ran, and that last drive really sealed it for me as far as how hard these guys continue to play. But Jermaine Taylor and Searles, Rodarius Searles, the freshman, they had over 100 yards rushing. Jermaine had a couple of touchdowns, both touchdowns tonight. So congratulations to the senior Jermaine Taylor, who is going to graduate after next week's game as far as football. He's still going to play some basketball, let me tell you. And then the future of Jacksonville, Rodarius Searles, the co-offensive players of the game. Defensive player of the game, you heard us call his name all night long. He's also the Spotlight Player of the Week, senior Trent Powell from his safety position. He's the Austin Bank Defensive Player of the Week. Guys, I'm going to toss it back to you. You can start the stats, Todd, and then we'll get Jason Holman here in just a moment.
All right, we'll bring Todd in here to give us the post-game stats. And, Todd, let's start with Jacksonville.
Jacksonville finished the game with 33 rushes for 181 yards and 4 pass completions for 75 yards. Individual stats. Rushing, Searles finished with 14 carries for 112 yards. Jermaine Taylor had 13 carries for 61 and 1 touchdown. Ryan Walker, 3 carries for 3 yards.
Hey,
Brendan Richards, 2 carries for 3 yards. And Didi Maras, 1 catch for 2 yards.
Okay, Todd, let me interrupt you. We got Coach Holman here. He's trying to dry off a little bit. Good luck with that, Coach. Well, Coach, I can appreciate the way you guys fought at the end and got that last touchdown and put it on the board right there. Didn't give up, and got to appreciate that. But, boy, Lindale's got a good football team, and they're playoff bound. We can tell. They're a good team.
Yeah, and we knew that coming in. Like I said at halftime, we got to take advantage of opportunities. We had them. When you don't take advantage of against good teams, you're going to come out on the back end more times than not. So we got to take advantage of them when we have them.
Coach, you go home next week, last game, Henderson. You won that game last year over in Henderson. It's really a big game for your seniors, last game at Tomato Bowl. And you know those guys want to get a win, and especially the first win of the season. And I know it's going to be an interesting week of practice for your guys and trying to get everybody healthy and well, because everybody wants to play in their last game as a senior.
Yeah, and that's what I just told them. I said, we're going to get those that need treatment in tomorrow morning and get them taken care of. But I told them at 8 o'clock when we go in as coaches, we're going to get the game behind us, and we're going to start on Henderson, because if we can play to our capabilities, we got a chance at a win, and we want to do it right for these seniors going out.
Coach, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman on the All Smiles postgame interview. Guys, I'm coming up to draw off.
Sounds great. We'll see you in just a minute, Matt. All right, let's finish out our post-game statistics brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. We've gone through a couple of the Jacksonville statistics. Passing-wise, maybe not the best night, which, probably a lot of that has to do with
the weather did not help us any. No.
But, a pretty successful night for Jacksonville on the ground. We had Searles over 100 yards, which, is a great achievement to have a 100-yard rusher. And I'm sure him starting the game definitely helped with that, as I think we have not necessarily seen him start very many games. He comes in and plays quite a bit, but I'm not sure if we've seen him start very many. But a big game from him tonight, and we're really going to need big games from both him and Jermaine, probably on the ground next week against Henderson.
I agree. Yeah, and I agree with what Matt said. Would love to see the Indians finish with a win next week and avoid that 0-10 season. So hopefully we can put things together and have some success moving the ball and minimize our own mistakes and try and control, not get the turnovers. So
yeah, the turnover on the first drive definitely was a killer. That kind of killed the momentum. It was a huge play, and then to have it end with a fumble, is never ideal. And then to come out and march down the field with Ryan Walker in and a good touchdown pass there to Jermaine, and just a really great play from Jermaine. It was a shorter pass. It was probably a 10 or 15-yard pass, and he just turned on the jets and outran everybody to the end zone. So
he did.
A really good play there from Jermaine. We've seen that quite often this season with him at receiver, and so it's nice to have him back in the mix at receiver tonight. And I'm hoping next week hopefully there's no rain. You never know with how things are going to go these days, but hopefully maybe no rain next week at home against Henderson, and maybe we'll get to see more of Jermaine at receiver.
I hope so.
Do you have any other stats?
Let's do the passing and receiving real quick, and then we'll close it out. So passing, Ryan Walker had 4 pass completions on 6 attempts for 75 yards and 1 touchdown, and Jermaine had 1 pass attempt that was incomplete. Receiving, Jermaine had the 1 catch for 49 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Richards 1 catch for 22. And Rodarius Searles had 1 for 6 yards.
Yeah, not much in the passing and receiving with the weather the way it is tonight, but a big game on the ground for the Indians and something to build on, especially at the end of the game, finishing that drive with a touchdown is definitely something to build on going into next week against Henderson.
Do I have a microphone?
You're on.
Oh, it's been like a lot of quiet over here from me because they haven't given me a microphone. I think maybe Ryan was a little scared what I might talk about. So I asked him, is my microphone on? And he shook his head fiercely at me. Like, no way, Paul.
No, microphone. Of the game.
No. I was just thinking here as we were wrapping up, I know y'all are trying to get ready to go, but I'm definitely going to go to the YouTube and check for the comments on this, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of positive comments about the camera work tonight. That I think the cameraman did a fantastic job. And I will look at the comments and see what kind of compliments the cameraman gets when we get home.
Yeah, thank you, Paul, for running the camera for us this week and filling in. It's unfortunate, that Aaron was sick and not able to make it to this game, but we really appreciate you filling in and
it's hard work.
It
was a really tough job up here. I barely could do it. My feet, they're going to be sore from standing up working this camera. It's a lot of fun. I had a good time doing it. So
Well, we really appreciate it, and I think that's probably going to do it for us tonight from Lindale. We would like to let you know that next week we do have head basketball coach Mark Alexander coming on to join us for the pregame festivities, as well as senior night, which I believe is slated to start at 6:40. So stay tuned for that next week here on JISD Live. That we're going to call it a night, a very rainy and wet night from Lindale. So that will just about do it. For Matt Montgomery, Todd Travis, Paul Travis, I'm Ryan Travis saying thank you for joining us here on JISD Live. I know there may have been some technical difficulties, but thank you for bearing with us, and we will see you next week from the Tomato Bowl. Good night.